And listen up. During the month of September, you get coffee free. That's right, a free regular cup of coffee all during the month of September. No other water necessary. The new Scooters Coffee, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right in front of Walmart. Open 5:30 a.m. till 9, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9, Saturday and Sunday.
You could be the winner of a $250 shopping spree at one of our local area merchants. Register today at Pro Wellness Chiropractic Center on Clark Drive in Lincoln, at the Wild Cola on North Mountain Street in Cherryville, at Mountain View Antiques on the Shannon Bradley Road in Gastonia, at Eddie's Auto Parts on East Main Street in Lincoln, at Ferguson Ace Hardware, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, at Jill's Uniforms, East 6th Boulevard in Shelby, at Dallas Express Pharmacy on Hoffman Street in Dallas, at Carolina Furniture Mart on North Aspen Street in Lincoln, at the Falston Pharmacy on Highway 18 North in Falston, and at Curse Premium Outlet on the Eastridge Mall in North New Hope Road in Gastonia, and Cummings Furniture on Highway 74 East in Shelby, and at Gaston Auto Parts on Dogwood Street in Gastonia. The drawing will be held Friday, October 27th. Register today. You could be a big winner.
Once Upon a Time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, a time-traveling adventure.
Huzzah!
Celebrating 30 years of cheers. Saturdays and Sundays, September 30th through November 19th.
It's time for the Renaissance Festival. Shopping, food,
men in tights.
my.
New delicious foods. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Sponsored by Headers Tita. New entertainments. Time travel to a land of legends. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my! Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com. Save your dates. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. Pepsi proudly presents the Carolina Renaissance Festival. Eat, drink Pepsi, and be merry. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival.
Take your pick on a brand new Bobcat mower from West End Sales in Vail. Pick 0% APR financing for 60 months or get an $800 instant rebate. You just take your pick and pick out your new Bobcat mower. Take a look at a Bobcat ZT2000, $500 instant cash rebate. A Bobcat ZT3000, $700 instant cash rebate. Or the Bobcat ZT3500 with an $800 instant rebate. See them today at West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. Like them on Facebook too. Don't be afraid. It's only Dr. Beast, the Dr. Beast duct cleaning machine from Shelby Heating and Air. He's a friendly beast. He will clean and disinfect your duct system. Just give Shelby Heating and Air a call at 704-487-7877 and have them bring Dr. Beast to your home or business to clean and disinfect your duct system. See Shelby Heating and Air online at shelbyheating.com. Like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
If bowling's your game, head to George Pappas Liberty Lanes in Gastonia. At Liberty Lanes in Gastonia, you'll find 32 lanes, 16 with bumpers for small children. Liberty Lanes is a smoke-free facility with a full snack bar and game room with pool tables, plus a pro shop too, providing bowlers of all skill levels with a fun-filled environment for both league and open bowling. That's George Pappas Liberty Lanes, Highway 321 South, Gastonia.
Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do. When you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Welcome to another Saturday morning sports talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. We had a great night of Friday night football, and they'll be talking about some sports today.
We'll be talking about some sports.
Yeah, we'll be
today,
talking
boys.
about various sports. We'll be talking about the embarrassing performance of the United States at the Ryder Cup. I turned it on, and they were already down 4-0. I'm not even having my cup of coffee in the morning, and they're already down 4-0.
Got even worse next day.
Well, I just kind of glanced at the matchup this morning.
Up to stay.
I saw Koepka and Scheffler were down 4 holes, and I said, "Who in the world can beat Scheffler and Koepka by 4 holes? Whatever it is, they're stinking right now. They're having they're whatever they're doing, but it's not what. I broke the scoreboard in there for you guys, didn't I? Or the scores for you guys, right?
You talking about
this?
this?
Scores last night. Y'all do got scores. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all had.
I think so.
Y'all think so?
I don't
I
have
hope
scores.
these are right.
Oh, no, I don't.
Don't worry about it. We
Terry,
got
show me yours. I'm gonna see. Yes, that's Andre's right. So those are the scores. So yeah, what you checking out the scoreboard today, Terry? The high school scoreboard. If you're listening on the radio today, welcome. This show is also live on YouTube every Saturday morning. Here we go. We'll wave at our fans there. We had JP up on it staring at it for the folks on YouTube. But good morning, everybody. Show is live here on YouTube every Saturday morning. You can watch it, and then of course you can see the replays. We do NFL, college, NBA, NASCAR, Major League Baseball, in North Carolina, high school sports, and American Legion here on KTC. So if you get to watch the show, you can watch some highlights. We'll do some silly stuff and show some graphics and fun stuff like that. You get to see our ugly faces in the mornings, and of course we're enjoying our breakfast brought to us by our local McDonald's here in Cherville. Mr. Kuthan and the gang over there takes care of us every Saturday morning. Tommy, what'd you have this morning?
I had my usual bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a strawberry cream pie.
Terry, what have you not started eating there yet?
Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin and hash brown.
Terry didn't get to work on time. That's why he's not in.
Oh, that's wrong.
That
is totally wrong.
I'm going to get back over here so Kevin doesn't yell at
Don't
me.
you come over here to hug me. Don't come over here to hug me, Tom.
Why don't you show up to work on time and you'd have time to eat your biscuit?
Tom over here trying to hug me since he ain't seen me in a week.
Well, it's okay these days, Terry.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's okay. What used to not be cool is now cool, Terry.
That's right.
Okay.
I guess.
I had a gravy biscuit and a strawberry cream pie myself.
Hugging's okay, Tom. Just don't rub his back when you do it.
Okay. I was thinking about doing that on the air.
When you do that.
Just to make people wonder.
All right. Wait, just as long as your wife's not concerned with it. That's the only one.
She's at the beach.
She's not concerned. She's not concerned at all, is she?
Oh,
Not
Lordy.
concerned at all.
Tom's lonely, Terry.
Oh, Lordy.
Terry, I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you. Oh man,
that's a sweet Dallas shirt you got there.
You know what, Terry? I didn't even text you during the game because it was so embarrassing. I figured I just wanted you to sit there and be embarrassed at your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, we'll talk
Even
about
though
that later.
they did have some injuries, Terry. I'll give them that. They did have some injuries.
We had 3 offensive linemen
Right.
out.
They did have some injuries, so I'll acknowledge that. And I was listening to the broadcast, the Cowboys broadcast, and I was like, man, these guys are as bad as Terry. I mean, it's just what they say and how they say it. I mean, like, I figured you were back there in the room with them somewhere. I mean, they're terrible. They're just terrible.
We're not even talking sports yet, Tom. Kevin's trying to get us through the introduction of our show.
Well, I mean, he's playing around with his game art. So, I mean, it takes him about 20 minutes to get this. He's finally got it. I like the
we'll
white.
let Ron Burgundy keep going
I'm so glad he's such a good mood today.
I like the whiteboards better. I liked it better before he went all modern and got this smart TV and all this nonsense here. We used to have the board. We used to have the whiteboard.
Yeah, that whiteboard gone.
And we just gone. Now we got this, and it takes him 30 minutes to get it set up.
This is new technology, Tom.
Yeah, I know it is, but I like the low tech. Low tech was cool.
I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of people think the old school is not cool. It is cool.
Yeah, old school is cool, especially he's got to adjust it now, make it fit in the window, get all his little pictures everywhere. He's like that, man. Hey, when you do a broadcast, if you got the scoreboard camera, let that scoreboard camera get just like a hair off. Oh, there goes your phone. Big scoreboard camera.
There's like no mouse.
My God.
No.
Okay?
No.
What's in your coffee cup today?
Are you okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Big scoreboard camera.
Hey, yeah, I remember that back in the day.
Fix it now. Fix it. I can't see it.
That's awesome.
I don't think he's okay this morning.
Quit showing the crowd. The ball
He's
game's
got the driver's ed car, so he's probably stressed.
That's what it is. He's probably been driving this morning.
Sounds like Lou Holtz over there.
No, it was Ryan Day talking about Lou Holtz. Poor Ryan.
Oh, Lordy, he went off on him last week. Speaking of that, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, if I could talk to him, I would just say, Ryan, he's 90. You know?
Yeah.
I'll say, he's 90. Just let it go, dude. I mean, it's just kind of like angry grandpa rant. Let it go. I mean, you know.
It'd be one of them Bob Barker minutes. Bob Barker beat him up.
I'm like, and everybody's on his case this week, but, you know. Are we going to read the scores?
Not yet.
All right.
I mean,
You
you're
have to
rambling.
quit.
We just wait now.
You have to quit first.
You're on a roll this morning.
Maybe we should just sit.
wait till it meanders down.
Should we just sit in silence on a talk
Call
show?
him Butter. He's on a roll this morning. Terry.
Yeah.
Is he on something this morning? I mean,
He is butter.
he's on a tangent.
All right, this is what you turned in for. Burns defeats Bessemer City 42-7. Crest over South Point 61-49. Kings Mountain over Forest View 49-7. Lincoln defeats Bandy's 57-36. Terry says that Lincoln team is better than you think. East Rutherford, congratulations, Coach Russ, 2 wins in a row, 56-6 over Patton, his 3rd win of the year.
Yeah.
Didn't have a program.
Aren't they
a couple
3
years
and
ago.
4 right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Shelby defeats Highland Tech 72-0. Murphy over Hayesville 21-14. West Henderson over Smoky Mountain 28-13. It's Community School of Davidson defeats Carver Yellow Jackets 43-20. Mountain Island defeats Winston-Salem Prep 36-12. Corvian loses to Bishop McGinnis. Bishop McGinnis defeats them 34-27. Pine Lake Prep defeats Christ the King 38-33.
And it was Chase defeating Hendersonville last night 40-19. Polk County over RS Central 43-12. Maiden no trouble with West Caldwell 51-7. It was Newton Conover with a win over East Burke 34-25. Impressive after a loss last week. Newton Conover back
43-25.
He might have wrong ones on that side
Lord,
over there.
This is all wrong here then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm reading the wrong book.
Yeah, I turned mine over too.
Yeah, Bunker Hill defeats West Lincoln last night 21-15. Big holding call on a first and goal from the 9, but hey, there's a lot of plays in a game that make it up, but that was a huge one late in the game there. It was East Gaston 56, Thomas Jefferson 3, Pisgah 35, Franklin 0, Forbush 33, Elkin 20. It was Star Mount no trouble with North Stokes 56-10. Mount Airy blanks East Wilkes 42-0. Swain County blanks Andrews 20-0. And Robbinsville, no trouble with Cherokee, 46-6.
In our last column, we got the East Lincoln Mustangs get back in the winning column this week, 24-17 over West Iredale Warriors. It was North Lincoln Knights, 53-14 over North Iredale. Hunter Husk gets the second win in a row, 47-23 over Kramer Storm. We got the Hickory Red Tornadoes still remaining undefeated at 50-7 over St. Stephen Indians. Statesville Greyhounds 38-15 over Ford Tigers. We have the Ashbrook Green Wave 21-13 over North Gaston. Roberson Rams 58-13 over Inca Jets. AC Reynolds Rockets 28-14 over Asheville Cougars. McDowell 38-36 over North Buncombe. North Henderson 42-32 over Tuscola. Alexander Central 41-35 over Ashe County, and then High Brighton Panthers 35-33 over the Freedom Patriots.
You know what surprised me the most? Alexander Central struggling with Ashe County.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you another game that got me last night is heading home. I was listening to High Brighton and Freedom. Freedom blows out at the end, guys.
Kind of like West Lincoln did.
No, almost. But, I mean, I'm talking this one, though. These guys from Freedom was like, all we got to do is run the clock, run out the clock, and we're going to get us a victory here today. These guys are a lot better. You should have heard them. They thought they had it under control, and then High Brighton
Do you
wins.
think clock management cost them?
Possibly. A lot of things in a game, that happens. And don't get me wrong, we always have to remember these are 16, 17, 18, some of them 19-year-old kids that are out there. And, hey, sometimes you make mistakes. Yeah. Major League Baseball players make mistakes. I saw a guy from the New York Mets this past week drop a fly ball in right field that helped Atlanta win a game. So, hey, it happens at all areas. I know Tom makes probably 30 a day, but, I'm trying to limit mine to 1 or 2.
It's kind of hard to make mistakes when you're sitting in a room on your cell phone all day. I mean, how do you make mistakes in that job? How do I get that job?
You should quit at what burns, and that way you don't have to be on your phone all day. Have something to do, Tom.
Yeah. I think we know who's really on his phone at work all day. I think we know. Actually, Terry showed some wit, which is rare, but yeah, I think we know that he's the one blowing up your feed.
Terry
with
just pulled his white glove off.
Yeah, he did. He did. It's actually pretty good. That's good for him. He must have had a extra 5-hour energy.
I tell that one to Hoy Colson before he puts a piece of pizza in his mouth Wednesday.
He didn't even
don't choke to death.
He gets extra pizza this week. He learned it. Good job. Well, see, the education gets better over there when soon as Hoy stepped over there. Is that Zach?
That's true. We'll have to tap Hoy on the back for raising Terry's IQ.
I like Hoy. Hoy's a good person.
Good, Terry. That's pretty good. Excuse me. So I don't have the sheet with me. I'll pull it up over here. Next week, we have on the broadcast here on ktcbroadcasting.com. Let's let everybody know what we got. Let's see. That'll be 10-6, right? Jefferson at Burns. Tommy, you guys will be at home next 2 weeks. You host East Gaston after that in a big 2A matchup. On WOHS 101.5 FM, Kings Mountain at South Point. KTC Broadcasting. Jeff Jones and Brent Pasco will be out there to cover that. Cherryville will be at Highland Tech this week, and we'll see about the Ironman take on the Rams, and we'll have that on WCSL 92.9 FM. If you're listening on the radio, that's what you'll get. Brevard will be at Chase this week, 107.5 FM. Brevard is one of our top 10 teams. We're going to go over that here in just a minute. And then, Terry, I believe we're going to do – is West in Conner this week?
Yes.
I think we're going to do that game as well.
There's some big games coming up for West that they have got to get their focus back and go out and win, and they still have a chance because Bunker Hill still has to play Maiden. So, I mean, it's all open still. So, got to get a focus
like
back.
last year.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull up the conferences real quick because I did want to mention that, and now that we're getting down near the end of the season.
Getting in October, man. Goes by quick.
It does.
It does.
Well, you're on a 10-game season now. We used to play more.
11 or 12 anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It seemed like we played 12. I can't remember.
I think so.
We did 11.
Hot dog sales are taking a hit across the state of North Carolina.
Yes, they are.
I made a funny too, Terry. See, I made a funny too. Trying to get my mojo back after being smacked by Terry. So I have to live with that for the rest of the day. I'm going to be thinking about that at night.
You're getting that cut up and put on Facebook.
How was I?
That's going to be
humiliated by Terry? We're just humiliated by anybody. You're humiliated by Terry. But go ahead, show the standings.
How much coffee did Tom pound before he walked in here this morning? All right. So we're going to start in the Southern Piedmont 1A2A real quick. We've got 6-0 East Gaston, 2-0 in the conference. Burns 4-2, 2-0 in the conference. Bessemer 4-3, 2-1 in the conference. Shelby 4-3, 3-0 in the conference. Jefferson 0-3 in the conference, 1-6 overall. Cherryville 0-2 in the conference, 0-6 overall. Highland Tech 0-3 in the conference.
Question, Tom.
7 overall.
Looking at y'all's standings, Burns, you think East Gaston can give you a game?
I think they can.
Yeah.
I think they definitely will. And Bessemer's improved. I know it was 42-7 last night, but Anthony Smith's a good ball player. I think Bessemer's improved. The quarterback's young. Chastain kid's young.
Well, let me put it this way: as far as the one point I want to make on that, Tom, is they only gave up 42 to Burns. Is the way I see it.
Yeah.
Like you guys put 70 on Highland Tech and most 1A schools, and in Crest will put 70 on every school they play. And my point is, we held a Cleveland County team to 42 points, like in whatever it is as far as the offense wise goes or lines wise goes.
I mean,
I think that's not a too bad of a job. I would say off top.
They had a couple of drives, like their first drive, both their first two drives penetrated into Burns territory and stalled out. I mean, when Smith was fresh earlier in the game, I mean, if I'm Bessemer City, that's my game plan. I'm going to get Smith to get me in second and short and third and short. And if they're in that situation, they're a good team. If you stop Smith on first and second down and force them into third and 8, 9, 10, 11 yards, that's not their game. That's not where they want to be. But I think against 1A teams, I'm going to tell you what, Bessemer might win a couple games in the playoffs.
And I thought they would put up at least 21 last night. I was surprised they didn't. They've got some athletes.
They had an opportunity to.
Yeah.
They just had, like I said, they had a drive stall out on the 19, a drive stall out on the 25. Like I said last night, they were effective at moving the ball between the 20s.
Mm-hmm. Over in the Big South 3A, Kings Mountain and Crest are 3-0. Huss and Ashbrook 2-1. North Gaston and South Point 1-2 in the conference. Forest View and Kramer 0-3 in the conference. So, Kings Mountain Crest 6-0, Huss 3-3 overall. Ashbrook 2-4, North Gaston 3-3, South Point 3-3, Forest View 1-5, and Kramer at 0-6. Terry, we were talking last night at the pregame show with where East Lincoln's at in their conference, and where South Point we've got some. And Maiden, and we got some famous names that are on the brink of maybe not making the playoffs this year.
That's
true. And I think South Point might be better than the record shows.
But I'm gonna give Kings Mountain. Well, I'm gonna give Kings Mountain a lot of credit, y'all. When you look over our points against, 51.
I saw that when we brought that up because you got them and Crest right there. But the big difference in that stat line is that defensive.
The difference in the Crest game is going to be the defense.
Mm-hmm. Folks, our championship teams traditionally. I will say it, in the season with less than around, I would say 120 points, about the most I've seen from a championship defense. And those defenses win. You've only got 4 teams that win championship in North Carolina right now. You got 2 A's and 3 A's. It's a bunch of good teams. And Crest giving up almost 200 points on the season, and Kings Mountain giving up 50 on the season. Those are two totally different animals as far as defense goes. Bunker Hill is 6-0 overall. West Lincoln 5-1 overall. In the conference, Bunker Hill's 3-0. West, Lincoln, Newton Conover, and Maiden are all 2-1 on the season. Bandy's 1-2. East Burke 0-3, and West Caldwell. And I guess we mentioned a little bit Terry last night. No matter who you play in the conference, other than maybe West Caldwell right now, you're going to get a good game and a good matchup across the board.
Yeah, even when you look at East Burke 0-3, 2-4, East Burke can play with you.
And you look at their points, 4 points against. So
East Burke's got more points than Lincoln right now. We saw Lincoln scored 8 touchdowns last night.
Yeah.
And Lincoln sitting there and they got their points 4 points against is a negative.
Yeah, the only problem you have to worry about is West Lincoln and Lincoln's losses or against Bunker Hill. So Bunker Hill was the class this year coming in, and some people pick Maiden, but right there's Maiden. Though you look down, they're 5th.
Mm-hmm.
But big games coming up this week.
This is the way the conference was last year. At the end of the year, remember, went down to that last game, so it looks like it's going to line up again. And I think that's what everybody thought. So, East Lincoln got back on the board tonight. Kevin's pulling up 3A. Got back on the winning column. They were a baseball score for a while there, wasn't they, Kevin? 2-0.
It was 2-0, then 7-2, then 10-2, and then finally got up to 17-17, and then East Lincoln pulled away. Statesville and Hickory are both 3-0 in that conference. North Iredale, West Iredale 2-1 in that conference. North Lincoln, East Lincoln 1-2. Ford and St. Stephen's 0-3. Terry, you got East Lincoln defending state champions down there in 6th place right now. They're not taking 6 teams out of the conference for the playoffs.
No, they're definitely not, y'all. And when you're looking at that, you look at East Lincoln. To me, East Lincoln cannot lose again. I'll just put it simple. I mean, your two losses, one of them to Hickory, and Hickory is very good, y'all.
They are. But the good thing that for their schedule wise, though, they've already played the Hickory and the Statesville, the top two.
Have.
So that's going to flip flop maybe in the standings when they start playing some of the maybe not better teams in the conference. We'll see how that has to play out with them.
So Ford has not won a game yet. Neither St. Wow.
Ford was tied 8-8 forever last night in their game with Statesville. So kind of surprising in that. I thought Statesville might flub up and lose last night, but they didn't.
Statesville.
What they wind up being, Terry?
I don't know. Have to find
it. Was a lot.
It was on the top right. Top right.
Oh, 38-15.
Okay. It was 8-8 for a while.
That's what I'm saying. 38-15. You kind of that should have been more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
I
mean, all I know,
right?
That's what I'm saying. But my deal with that though, right there, if you're struggling, I mean, just totally having a hard time with Ford, Hickory's going to beat them to death.
Yeah, they got to bring their A game and
plus some.
And then Hickory will have to be on like a C game.
And the Mountain Foothills 1A, 2A, Polk County 3-0, Brevard 2-0, East Rutherford 2-1, Chase 1-1, Hendersonville 1-2, and Patton 0-2, RS Central 0-3, Polk County 4-3 overall, Brevard 4-2 overall, Chase 4-2 overall, who lost to East Rutherford, who's 3-4 overall. And Chase Hendersonville will play this week. I don't know about the rest of the matchups right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about this conference right here. All you got to do is look at the overall records. To me, anybody could win this conference.
Yeah.
I mean, even Coach Russ up there at 2-1. I mean, he could come up and win this conference. I don't think this conference is above him. I mean, they scored 217, give up 282, so their defense is taking a couple slacks in here. But, well, I mean, 213 by Brevard is the next lowest.
I still before the season that Brevard probably may be the sneaky should be favorite in the conference.
Looks like it's
I'd like to know who their two losses are too. That would
I'll
be.
grab that real quick.
Yeah,
I'm at the end of
you go.
The line for you. So one of them is not a good loss. I think they lost. Let's see, Pisgah and Knoxville Catholic. So
those are probably pretty decent teams.
And they come out and look. That's the first two out of the gate. Boom, boom, and then they've kind of got it back together. So.
Well, really got it back 48, 63, and 50.
Wow.
I know.
And then RS Central's having a hard time, but they're putting up some points.
Yeah. And then they got Chase, big game.
That's a big one.
Chase.
That's a big one for Coach Cognell.
Yeah.
Well, so as far as that top 10 now, in the Brevard, they are the number 10 team in our top 10 right now. So they are. They didn't play last night. They finally had their bye week. So we're going to start there at number 10 is the Brevard Blue Devils at 4-2 on the season. You said you wanted to see this. Sorry, let me pull the scoreboard.
So Brevard did not play last week. Okay, I mean yesterday.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, Friday. Yeah.
I was getting ready to say Chase did because they beat Patton. Of course, it's always good when Patton comes to town.
Let me resize this one. So you've got so we can see the scores when I read this. I don't have the fancy artwork for your top 10 yet, but here we go. There's your scores while I go over this. So number 10 is Brevard at number with 8 points. They win a tiebreaker with Maiden now outside the top 10. So Maiden is at number 11. Number 9 is Statesville with 8 power points. They win the tiebreaker between those 3 points. Three teams. They have 8 power points overall. They improved to 4-2 last night, and they give up 15 points. They've given up 85 points on the season. Has the Statesville Greyhounds. At number 8, the East Lincoln Mustangs. East Lincoln on the season has give up 120 points. Well, I may be wrong here. Let me see the tiebreaker. Terry, how many did y'all give up last night? 21? Yep.
21.
West Lincoln will get the tiebreaker at number 7 with 9 points. So West and East both have 9 points right now. West Lincoln with the tiebreaker winner. They are number 7. East Lincoln at number 8 after West lost last night to the Bunker Hill Bears. You don't lose a spot last night, Terry. Y'all were at 7, and you just stay at 7. So nowhere on that one. So not hurting you too bad losing to a 3-0 Bunker Hill team. At number 6, West Iredale falls after losing to East Lincoln last night. They're 5-1 on the season still with 10 total power points. At number 5 is East Gaston, our undefeated teams. We've got 5 teams left, and the power poll has weeded them out, and we now have East Gaston at number 5, and they have 12 power points on the season at 6-0 on the season. And I can't remember who they play next week. Bunker Hill is number 4 now. They are now 6-0 on the season. They gave up 15 last night, only 80 points on the season, given up on defense. The Crest Chargers are number 3. Again, the top 3 stay the same. Crest at number 3. Kings Mountain Mountaineers at number 2 with 17 power points. Kings Mountain was the tiebreaker on defense. They've only give up, how many points y'all guys say? 51 points on the season now.
51.
Crest on the season, for comparison, has give up 174.
They gave about 51 last night.
Yes, they gave up 49 last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's going to be a good measurement, Tom, real quick, Zach.
Go ahead.
Kings Mountain plays South Point this week, and so you'll see the difference between maybe defenses in that game. Now, Kings Mountain's probably not going to score 61, so it might be 28-21.
It's one of those things, man. Can you play assignment football? If you can't play assignment football, you can't play South Point.
That's true.
I mean, you know,
Will, you could tell in the broadcast, and then we're like, he said after the game, once they missed, they got the handoff, and then the pitch guy kept getting missed. And so you're right, Tom, 100% on that. If you're not doing it, you just
I think it's just
discipline.
It's one of those things that's harder than it seems. You know what I mean? It's just harder than
I think one of the most impressive things that I ever seen against South Point, and I'll go back to Shelby when they played them one year. I mean, that's when Holyfield and all of them were like 15 yards. The linebackers were like 15 yards from the line because they was reading and reading the holes as they hit them. But, I know that's a lot to figure out when you're back there, but they did well that night. Shelby just stopped everything.
What that also did, Terry, was if there's nobody there to chop, what do you do?
You're right. You're right.
If there's nobody there to chop.
I mean, that game plan, I don't know who drew that up, but it worked.
Had he chopped Lawrence Taylor? 15 yards off the line.
It's like
Hickory with 18 power points on the season, 6-0 on the season. Go ahead, Zach.
It's like last night was kind of keeping up with that Kings Mountain game, and they're playing Forest View, and Forest View's not very good, and they were only up 28-0. This was going late in the game, and you would think a Kings Mountain team could put more points on the board. Now, the defense is holding.
Well, there you go.
You see what I'm saying? That kind of mirrors what we was talking
Jeff
about.
said before the game between Kings Mountain defense and Forest View's offense, he didn't know Forest View would get a first down, and they got like 3 on the first drive of the game.
They've got a few athletes. I mean, I think I think it's a little overblown for Jeff to say that, but they struggle.
Yeah,
I mean, they do struggle.
Yeah, I mean, they were. He was concerned about it. Like he was like, this is gonna be tough for Forest View.
Did Jeff Miller call in last night?
Yeah, we talked to him for a few minutes.
Okay.
He was talking. He went to the Ashbrook North Gaston game to check that out. All right, Tom, if you guys would read the scores, we're gonna take our first break, and we'll get to college football today.
All right, so I'll do the left. Burns over Bessemer City, 42-7. Crest over South Point, 61-49. Kings Mountain defeats Forest View, 49-7. Liggenden over Bandy's, 57-36. East Rutherford over Patton, 58-6.
Congratulations.
Shelby blanks Highland Tech, 72-0. And Philip Russ brought that program literally back from the dead. Literally. Philip Russ doing a great job out there. Murphy over Hayesville, 21-14. West Henderson defeats Smoky Mountain, 28-13. The Community School of Davidson defeats Carver, 43-20. Mountain Island downs Winston-Salem Prep, 36-12. And Bishop McGinnis defeats Corvian, 34-27. Christ the King is defeated by Pine Lake. Pine Lake wins the game, 38-33.
And it was Robbinsville defeating Cherokee last night, 46-6. Swain County shuts out Andrews, 20-0, and Mount Airy shuts out East Wilkes, 42-0. It was Starmount 56, North Stokes 10. It was Forbush 33, Elkin 20. It was Pisgah shut out of Franklin 35-0. East Gaston, no trouble, Thomas Jefferson 56-3. Bunker Hill with a big win over West Lincoln 21-15. Newton Conover 43, East Burke 25. Made no trouble with West Caldwell 51-7. Polk County over RS Central 43-12. And Chase defeats Hendersonville 40-19.
And we got the East Lincoln Mustangs 24-17 over West Iredale Warriors. North Lincoln Knights 53-14 over North Iredale Raiders. Hunter Huss 47-23 over Kramer Storm. We have Hickory Red Tornadoes 50-7 over St. Stephen's Indians. Statesville wins 38-15 over Ford Tigers. Ashbrook Green Wave 21-13 over North Gaston Wildcats. Roberson Rams 58-13 over Eka Jets. AC Reynolds 28-14 over Asheville. McDowell 38-36 over North Buncombe. North Henderson 42-32 over Tuscola. Alexander Central 41-35 over Ashe County, and High Brighton Panthers 35-33 over Freedom Patriots. So
a Hickory game, I'm going to tell you again, and I keep saying this about them. I don't know whether they can win a state or not, but how they're playing right now, a lot of people think they can. But last night at halftime, St. Stephen's had 26 yards of total offense.
They've been down for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, Batman, let's take a break. We come back. NCAA football, Major League Baseball. We got at the end of the season playoffs. We got Ryder Cup today, NFL, and more. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Kathy Moore, the new owner of Papa's Pizza to Go in Cherryville, invites you to come see them. They are now open 11 a.m. till 9 p.m., Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 10, Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in or take out at Papa's Pizza to Go. Just call 704-435-6335 and enjoy their big buffet on Wednesdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. until 7:30. It's all you can eat. Check out their new menu with pizza, subs, wings, salads, and more. And check out the new games, too, in the game room. Papa's Pizza to Go, 1002 East Main Street in Cherryville. Online at papaspizzatogo.com and like them on Facebook, too.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Kyle Larson alongside, and the green flag goes in the air.
Playoff round of 12 heats up at Talladega Superspeedway.
Trouble back straightaway. Another car is spun. It's William Byron who's going for a spin.
Who will conquer the high speeds in Alabama?
Checkered flag waving at the start-finish line, and Tyler Reddick will score the win.
It's the Yellowwood 500.
This Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold, where we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s. My guest this week will be Daryl Worley, who is on the road this year with the Country Rewind Tour. His special guests are Brian White and Wade Hayes. We'll talk about that, plus a few stories from the pandemic with Daryl Worley this week on Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Thursday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Kurt's Premium Outlet presents a store-wide furniture sale. Come in now and save. A 7-piece patio set is sale priced at $5.99. Get a sofa and a love seat, both for $6.99. Cadet love seats are $4.75. Kurt's Premium Outlet has 2-piece sectionals for $14.25. A table and 4 chairs are now $9.48, and all electronics are now 25% off at Kurt's Premium Outlet on North New Hope Road in East Ridge Mall. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club has new renovations and will be expansion on golf. Having a wedding reception? Cherryville Golf and Country Club banquet room is the place for it. Private parties, birthday parties, and corporate events. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I think they're talking about college football now. I'm not 100%
Oh, they
sure.
tied them. Cleveland must have won the game last
We were
night.
going to talk about it, but I'm going to switch it up real quick. We're going to do a quick baseball,
baseball okay.
catch up here as the playoffs are time for that season. 2 games left in the season, I think.
It's 160, and Cleveland and Detroit fighting for who's going to be the the second place team in the worst division in baseball.
Well,
we need one more win.
You got
to tie our worst record of all time.
Got 2 games to do it, Terry. Everybody's got goals.
That's right.
At least you're not the A's, right?
Well, I wish we had blown it a long time ago when the A's called us, but look at what we've done. We're 6 games up on them since then.
Baltimore, 100 wins on the season, the only one in the American League. It looks like it's going to be this year. Tampa's in the playoffs. Minnesota's in the playoffs. Texas, Houston, Seattle are all, and Toronto are all battling for the last few spots there in the American League. Tommy, how you assess the American League? Terry, you guys are American League baseball fans there.
I like to see Baltimore do well. Glad to see a new kid on the block. Seems like Tampa Bay's there every single year, and nobody cares. It's just kind of the team that nobody cares about. Twins, I don't see them getting very far. I think out of all that bunch, I mean, I know that Baltimore's won 100 games, but Houston's been there. I mean, Terry, I think I wouldn't surprise me if Houston comes out of that American League again.
Well, I think that's what's going to happen. I want Baltimore. I'm with you with wanting Baltimore, something new, but I got a funny feeling they're going to get beat in the first round. Yeah, over 100 wins.
It doesn't matter. That 100-win thing
does not matter whatsoever.
I've seen teams with 100 wins before. Doesn't matter.
Like we always say,
Cardinals
playoff
won
baseball.
The World Series with 83 wins.
Yeah, playoff baseball's
one year,
different.
A 107-win team didn't make it out of the first round.
And for the Yankees, they all thought everybody thought Boone was going to get toasted. Nah,
now because I keep up with the Braves and they can just crush the ball, and they can pitch it. You know what I mean? They're pitching solid, and just like you listen to them on the radio. Seems like every other batter hit hard, hit back. I mean, it's just like. I would love to be the Braves play-by-play guy because, I mean, there's just like so much action.
But I want to tell you something that gets me about this time. He's talking about the Braves. Look at the Dodgers, man.
Yep.
That's 99 wins and 61.
Only 4 different. As hot as we've been.
And nobody's talking about them now.
As hot as we've been, they're still hanging right there.
Because we're East Coast, guys. We're East Coast.
Let's look at the run score there on the far right column for the folks at home. Braves 933, the Dodgers 900.
Yeah.
The next closest is 809.
Yeah.
The only other National League team with 800 is the Cubs. So that's how far ahead that the Braves are and Dodgers are ahead of everybody else, and then they're ahead of everybody else by 100.
Yeah.
So they're so far ahead hitting wise those two teams. But in the postseason, of course, it's going to come down to pitching. You're going to be hitting very cold bats maybe in some places. And we'll see how.
I'll tell you the difference in that. It might be Olsen.
Yeah,
for the Braves.
I said before, I hate to lose
home runs against Freeman's home runs.
Freeman's having a good year too.
He is.
Average wise and stuff like that. But I wasn't upset that we got rid of Freeman as much as I like Freeman because we got younger, and we didn't have to give a contract where somebody's going to get older on our, So I wasn't upset about it. It looked like it worked out good for both teams.
And another thing about the Braves is this consistent because all their players that they have locked in are for like 6 to 10 years.
And not a lot of money. So they did a really good job for how they built that team.
They have done a great job. It almost makes you mad and jealous as far as the other ones. If in other franchises, it's like how they managed to do it and at the cheap, as cheap as they've done it. The Braves and Phillies are in. Milwaukee Brewers are in. And the Dodgers are in. So we got 4 teams in. Marlins, Reds, Cubs, and Diamondbacks are all fighting over the last spot. Big controversy over Kuna celebrating during the middle of the game and with his 40-70 season. Then, of course, people were saying, like some of you guys have mentioned that the bigger bases, is there an asterisk on that? And I'm not sure. If it's still 90 feet from the corner to the corner of the base, or is it like 86, or is it 89 feet and 6 inches, Tom? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's a good question.
If it is, it don't matter.
But even,
I would say, right?
Okay, so you throw an asterisk on. It's similar to some of this other stuff that gets changed up. Like in football, we got an extra game coming in. So you pretty much have to sectionalize them into this era and this era. And he might be, the measuring stick for that.
I can't believe that Kevin doesn't have the clip of Bryce Harper getting thrown out of the game.
I was thinking about that when we started this.
He probably does
because Calvin likes the Phillies. I mean, not but thinks they've got a good chance too. They've been playing pretty well, but Harper got hosed on by good old what's his name that everybody hates.
Yeah,
Angel Hernandez.
Yep.
Is that his
name?
name?
That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hates this guy. And it's just like it was a check swing. I mean,
it's kind of a judgment call.
I can see a high school umpire calling this a strike.
Yeah,
but this guy's a professional umpire, and Bryce Harper goes down there and he walked all the way down third base. Did you see what he did, Kevin? Did you see the clip?
He's hot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. just like, but he's like that. He is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, he is crazy. But that one, I would say, yeah, he had an argument there. But I mean, I just think it's a bad example for the kids watching at home. But at the same time,
and they were already in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it ain't like it was a end all be all.
Well, I hate the way that the players and coaches act. I can't look at if I turn on any highlights or anything. I want to look at anything online. It's nothing but coaches and players arguing balls and strikes and calls. And it's so aggravating just to even see that. Like I just why lose your mind? You're getting paid. How much Harper's getting paid?
Oh Lordy,
$500 million. Strike me out today, please. God Almighty, I'll go sit down and drink some Gatorade. And what happened to the first two pitches? You got two other strikes, do you not? Why didn't you hit those? So that just.
I mean, the only thing that would bother me is
Hernandez told him real quick. I did see he told him. He said he told Bryce he's going to go back and watch the replay and know you're wrong.
Did he? I didn't see that. All I saw he mouthed, "You're out of here." I saw that part.
No,
he rung him up pretty quick, got him out there.
The replay clearly shows he didn't go.
Yeah,
the replay shows he didn't go.
So here is a fun little art work. This is the leading scorer in the NBA when every Major League Baseball team won its last World Series. So the NBA didn't exist when Cleveland won the last World Series.
Sorry, Tom. Cleveland don't exist anymore, though, right?
No, the Indians don't exist.
All right, so
I guess the Guardians didn't either. So I don't know how they ever did that. I was like, this is going to be a good one right here.
Oh, my God.
That is funny. Take a clip of that, Tom. Keep it.
Terry wants to frame that.
I need a copy of that.
Steph Curry was the last leading scorer when the Kansas City Royals, Kevin Durant. So that means
Toronto with David Robinson up there.
The last time the Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series, George Gervin was your NBA leading scorer. Ooh. The Baltimore Orioles, you got 100 wins going to the playoffs. Yeah. Adrian Dantley was the last NBA the scorer when you won the World Series. How about Bernard King for Detroit? Jordan was the A's, Mets, Reds, and Twins. David Robinson, the Admiral, it was the Toronto Blue Jays. Iverson, the Diamondbacks. Angels and Marlins. Tracy McGrady. That's kind of weird. That's their champion. Kobe is White Sox, and it starts getting younger from there. But there's your weird.
You can pull that up, man. That'll be the same 10 years from now for Cleveland.
You don't know that.
Put him on stage today, Tom. Right?
That's correct.
One of my favorite stats, according to this guy. During Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak, he hit 408 with 460 slugging percentage. And, I guess I don't know what the on base then slug is. All that math up.
Yeah.
Either way, Ted Williams hit better than Joe DiMaggio did during Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak is the point of this exercise. He hit 412, and Joe DiMaggio hit 408 during DiMaggio's hitting streak.
Yeah, these older guys we never saw, but you're talking about Stan Musial and Ted Williams. I heard how both were really, really good at the bat.
Well, if you'll look at how Tony Gwynn would hit, and his head was almost in the strike zone, and you see all those old players and all the replays, their heads are almost in the strike zone. Mm-hmm. Like there was like, why are they standing like that? Well, they're seeing exactly where that ball is. Yep. And Bonds, even when you talk about him, when you slow it down, once he's making contact with that short bat and everything, Zach, his head's in the strike zone. He don't start there, but he gets there. This is your slam dunk contest between King Griffey Jr., Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, Barry Bonds, and Chris Carter. We like to remind everybody on this part of the year. And Mike Conley, you can tell who the basketball player is right here. Yeah. This is Chris Carter. Not too bad for some wide receivers and baseball players, is it? Mm-mm. Here's the playmaker.
I think Michael Irvin did.
Oh, they're still Jordan lean in.
You have to remember they're still athletes, man. They're still freak athletes. Yeah.
Who's that guy?
That was Mike Conley Jr.
Okay.
I mean senior, Mike Conley Sr.
Wow.
I
don't remember him. I got my Griffies on today.
He was one of those fake.
Griffey wasn't wearing his Griffies, but I got my Griffies.
He was one of those fake Jordans. But how about Deion in the Kango hat and gold chains throwing it up? Is there anything he can't do?
Well, Coach Prime got he can't beat Oregon at Oregon. That's for one thing he can't do.
Tom,
put it on him.
How about this umpire gear?
Look at them awesome jerseys on both sides.
How about Joe West back in the 70s forgot his umpire gear, and they gave him the catcher's equipment and some Astro shirt. They couldn't just give him a plain blue shirt or something. He's out there in the
Gosh, how confusing could that be if you're trying to throw one in from outfield?
Watch this again. Is that Nolan Ryan pitching?
It is. That's a sweet jersey, too.
So where's his umpire uniform?
He said he had to borrow the catcher's gear. He once lost his equipment.
Wow.
I'm glad I seen that. I didn't know they could. I mean, I thought somebody else would surely give him something.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have to wear the Astros shirt. You give him a blue shirt or something.
That's funny.
I mean,
like I get the catcher's gear. That's great. Good idea. Thanks. But why am I wearing the Astros?
Well, I will say
shirt?
this scrimmage game about a year ago, I showed up at, it was at West Lincoln, Terry, and I had just switched my equipment between vehicles and forgot to put my pants in there. And I'm like, Kevin, he goes, well, I got a pair in there. I had to borrow his pair of pants. I'm so embarrassed. But he did. Kevin Bumgarner bailed me out. And it's just like, that was one of the most embarrassing things. I said, I'm going to have to go out here in a pair of khaki pants. And they were playing Burns. They were playing Burns.
That's Major League pitching Madison Bumgarner's father who had to give Tom some pants.
Yeah.
I felt so embarrassed. Guys, I don't have my umpire pants. It's like
wild night, boys.
Yeah.
That umpire party got crazy. The Orioles and Rays have never finished the regular season as the top two teams in the American League East. The Red Sox and Yankees have never finished as the bottom two teams in the American League East.
At this time.
Both of those things will happen for the first time since the division was established in 1969.
Glad the Red Sox and Yankees are bottom dwellers this year.
And I think besides that, the final thing I got here
there he
is Wainwright got his 200th win the other night on his final start. So good for him on that. Zach hit. Hold on one second. Hit computer. And last night he got to pitch hit here in his final series. And Wainwright's always been a decent batter, but pretty cool that he gets to walk out in front of his in the home crowd and get a standing ovation.
He's been wanting to hit.
Too bad he
he has always been wanting to hit.
Once I saw this, I said, you know what? I bet he nags them to death. The last.
Heck yeah.
I wish he'd hit him.
Let me pitch you.
Wish he'd hit a rocket or something. Yeah.
And look who's coming out to hit.
He's well liked for sure.
So he's got his own band, and he's been out there playing the national anthem, and he's going to put on a concert the last game. Him and his band's the last game of the season after the game. So they're having a big farewell tour here for him.
So he's retiring.
Yeah.
Yep. 200 wins exactly.
I don't blame him after Molina leaves.
And that this season.
And then all word is, Terry, worst season in Cardinals history, basically, and he said, well, he's going to keep his job. I don't get it.
Oh, he turned it loose and had 93 time.
Then this guy let two go.
You knew that was coming right there.
That was a good swing.
14-2.
Is that the score in the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
St. Louis behind?
Yes.
Ground ball hard hit to second.
Oh, play your regular position. That ain't where you stand. Oh, my, what a bunch of yahoos in Cincinnati. Oh, well. All right, there's Major League Baseball update. We come back. College football, ktcbroadcasting.com.
.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
All across the Tar Heel State, this is Carolina football.
And he fumbles the football. He's hit and loses it.
and the Tar Heels have it.
This is the home of Carolina football.
The foot race, 30, 20, bye-bye, one play, touchdown, Carolina.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Tar Heel football on Carolina Country and the Boss.
Drivers, start your engines!
Start your engine of savings at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Race on in now during the Campers Inn 500. Over 500 units have been discounted for year-end savings. It's the best time of the year to buy. Don't make a pit stop elsewhere. Head to the finish line of savings at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain during the Campers Inn 500. Campers Inn, 615 South Broadway off Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Online at campersinn.com/kingsmountain.com. Like them on Facebook too. The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. Now is the time to get your certificate of deposit with Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. And right now, you'll find certificate of deposit rates up to 5.10% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union. They treat you like family because you are.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin and the gang, they're talking now about high school. No, they've already talked about high school, college football.
Just stop guessing.
All right. I try to be a good host, but it just don't work.
Try harder.
How do I try harder?
I think, Tom, you nailed the juxtapose there.
Tom, you're doing good.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
So all right, JP, we're going to mute you here for a minute so I can switch over here.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Zach. All right. This one little thing we did miss in the Braves. All right, Braves. Now, Washington Nationals have a bullpen cart now to come out to get the players, and Jesse Chavez snubbed the bullpen cart. Let's watch the announcers.
Come on, Jesse. Oh, I think he's doing it.
Oh, we got to stay live for this.
Oh, we're live. We're live, Brandon.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
We're going to break heartbroken.
Oh, I'm out of here.
We'll see you guys later. Show's over.
We're gonna end our show like that from now on. There's our.
You don't ride a golf cart to the pitcher's mound. You run from the bullpen, or that's
walk.
what you do.
Now, see, and that's not how it used to be, though, Tom. You used to ride the bullpen. You don't remember?
Did you really do that?
Y'all don't remember those?
Nope,
The bullpen
I don't.
carts.
I don't.
When do they do those?
Wow, it's like I'm the only one alive in this world.
Terry, you remember that?
Mandela effect. Y'all remember bullpen carts? That's like that's a throwback. Every team used to have bullpen carts to come get the running into from the bullpen just started like in the 2000s, like in the 90s. Bullpen carts. Come on, fellas, y'all serious about this?
Mm-hmm. I didn't remember that.
I've got to find some.
Major League,
videos.
there wasn't no bullpen cart when they played Wild Thing and Charlie Sheen ran out there.
Exactly. I think that's when I think he ruined it for everyone. But yeah, the teams had bullpen carts that would bring the guys in from the outfield.
I think the Mandela effect.
If you have to look this hard on the internet, Kevin, I don't think it's a thing.
Tom, I am 100%.
Tom, I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, if you got to look that hard for it, how was it such a slam dunk? I just don't understand.
How many videos you think there are on YouTube the kids are sharing right now on YouTube?
So
life,
it's the kids' fault.
Death, and rebirth of the bullpen cart. Here's an article about it. Thank you, sir.
Well, about time you found something.
Okay, like I just said, I was on YouTube. You want me to find it on TikTok? I bet TikTok's full of bullpen cart videos.
We know you're on TikTok all the time,
I do
Kevin.
not have a
Don't
TikTok
try to
account.
act like you're not on TikTok. You're a Chinese spy. We know what you are.
That's exactly what it is.
We
He's
know
on
what you
something
are.
Today, I tell y'all what, boys. All right. It looks like the bullpen cart is coming back. If you want to learn a bit about the backstory of this remarkable piece of baseball, ephemera. Tom, you know that word?
So you're telling me in the 50s they had bullpen carts?
Yes. There's a piece of beloved baseball lore that's been hiding in plain sight for 40 years, the bullpen cart. These goofy baseball-shaped carts that dominated baseball in the 1970s arrived with little fanfare and departed with even less. Somehow, despite peaking in significance during the rise...
He answered his own question.
Somehow, despite peaking in significance during the rise of color television, there are large gaps in the history of the humorous buggies. And today, there exists a small band of believers who are doing their best to bring them back, no matter the odds. Thanks to ESPN's Paul Lucas, we know little of the Roswell-like arrival to Major League Baseball. The Indians used a little red wagon as a kind of proto-car to escort players to the mound in 1950. Tom, y'all were the originators of this, Mr. Poo-Pooer. But the first official, I just said that wrong, entrance by bullpen cart was made by Marv Roblat by the White Sox when they took on the Yankees. The move was lampooned by the New York media, with one reporter noting, "Chicago is going to Bush, just like Cleveland." So you want me to find you a story? Here you go. But clearly the trend was already heating up. Despite the negative press attention, another card arrived later in the same series, but this time it was for the Yankees. The car was a little different, too. It was a black hearse from a nearby funeral home. Either the White Sox provided it for them as a prank, as Team White Sox historian recalled. Casey Stengel commissioned a black Cadillac on the South Side funeral for his pitchers. He didn't want to be shown up by the White Sox. So there's part of that. So there is. So y'all don't remember that. There's the there's the Braves bringing in the Cardinals relievers on their three-wheeler.
It kind of contributes to the lazy baseball player stereotype, though, don't you think?
There's the Braves.
That you need to ride a cart from the come on, you don't need that.
Terry, there's your Royals. 1970s from that there, and that's what most of them were dressed up. They had the hat on it. Y'all don't remember the NFL carts like that with the helmets? Y'all remember those?
I remember those.
Okay, that's why. Thank you, Zach. You don't even remember that? Y'all see these little helmets on your things? They're on top of the carts and they run on. That is incredible. There's the Astros.
Was that old Nolan Ryan there? Looked like him.
There's the Red Sox next to a VW Beetle. How about the Dodgers?
I'd like to have one of them just to ride around in.
Yeah, now that would look good at Ocean Lakes Campground.
Yeah.
They became so ubiquitous. The game stories in the papers would mention relievers being brought in by the cart, much the way we now say a closer entered to his music without a second thought. There was even a bullpen cart used in the Amazing Miller Lite softball ad featuring Rodney Danger and Bob Uecker.
All right, we're up 15. We got this game won. Yeah, you guys are buying a light beer from Miller. Yeah, nice Philly. One out to go. Yeah, what can he do to us now?
Hey, I'll keep the change.
Rodney Dangerfield.
That Dick Butkus?
I think it was.
With folks on the radio, you can only imagine what the Rodney Dangerfield versus Bob Uecker baseball game evolved into.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less. Hey, wait a minute. This game isn't over yet.
John Candy. John Candy does the Kool-Aid, man.
No, that was what I thought that was John Madden for a second. That was John Candy. Okay.
There's the Yankees. They brought had a whole
that's
car.
ugly. Wow,
as a
that's ugly.
Toyota.
Wow, that's ugly.
How about the Mariners bringing in a tugboat golf cart?
Is it not funny to go back and see all this?
I can't believe y'all don't remember these, or is there?
They said it went out in the 70s.
Right, and y'all were alive then, and I wasn't, and I know about all this stuff.
Well, that's because you sit here in the studio all week and just look this stuff up while
like
we're
y'all ever
working.
watched a baseball game?
We're working.
It just
Kevin.
blows my mind.
Yeah,
Y'all like,
some of us have to work.
it just blows my mind. Y'all are like,
Some
no.
people
I
have
think
to
a lot of
work.
y'all to be like, yeah, I know what that is. I know what a bullpen card is, and y'all not knowing it. I've just been like Zach
It's kind
said,
of funny
the
how
Mandela effect, and that just
when he doesn't take interest in what we say, we're idiots. But when we don't
You're
take
idiots.
interest in
I'm
what he
confused.
says, we're still idiots.
You're not idiots.
How is that?
I
don't know.
How is that?
I'm worried that I'm in another dimension because y'all don't know what a bullpen card is, and Zach don't even remember the football bullpen.
You know, he gets mad at us at wasting time, and he spent 15 minutes on bullpen cards.
Well, listen, you guys. Obviously, I have to teach today's youth, and so they know the past.
Kevin, you would come in my classes for 5 minutes and probably be arrested
for teaching about
for
golf
losing your
carts.
mind. For losing your mind in like 5 minutes. Don't act like you could teach today's youth, Kevin. No way. You'd lose your mind in like 5. The first kid with long hair. I got 3 kids in my first period look like Trevor Lawrence. He would lose his mind.
He can pass history. He can't win a Super Bowl. I don't understand what the difference is.
Oh God!
I mean, that's like the ones who retire now. When they come back, they go, "No, I know why I retired. Now I quit."
Yeah, they do.
Back out the door they go.
Terry, we don't have anybody come
That's what
back.
I'm saying.
We don't have anybody comes back, man. They're like, nope, moving on. And they all look good when you see them, don't they? They look all fresh and all tanned
Yes.
up. it's like, wow, I'm out of that place, man. You coming back? No.
No, I'm done with this.
They're done.
This is basically what a.
Are we still on bullpen cards?
No, now we're on football injury
Okay.
cards.
All right.
These are basically what you know. That's that's one of a remodel of one of what they used to have on the fields. I'm trying to find some of the older ones, but see, Zach, that they used to do the football thing. You put the injured guy on the back, and the guy driving the cart sitting there in the front.
That looks like about the year that Denver got smoked by the Redskins in the
There's
Super Bowl.
There's an old Vikings one. Yeah,
that's ugly.
I think those are so cool.
I need some armor all.
Wouldn't that be way more entertaining when you scrape them off the field? They come out there in the cart looking like that, so we can play some football and get this over with. All right, y'all want to do some college football now, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Terry. How's NC State doing?
Went down last night.
God, y'all. I want to
Since
tell
y'all
you
play on
something.
Friday night, so
You
who y'all
gotta
play?
beat
Were y'all in the
last
5A, or what are y'all in here in North Carolina?
1A.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But no, there's nothing wrong with that. What
13
did I
to
say
10.
last week? What did I tell you last week?
Was it 13 to 10 last night?
Yep, 13 to 10. But what did I tell you was the problem? Brennan Armstrong. Guys, I'm having a hard time understanding why Dave Dorans keeps staying with him. He's a 500 passer, and then he throws some dumb picks. I mean, some dumb passes. His receivers have no right to catch them, especially if they're going down sidelines. It's over their head and out of bounds. And then last night he fumbles when we needed a big play, and then he throws the interception at the end of the game to end the game. I just don't know why we keep staying with him. Our defense is out there keeping us in the game for him to produce. This is a guy who has over 10,000 yards passing in college, but we're terrible. I don't know what else to say.
Well, it'll be okay, Terry.
It's not okay.
They were up 10-0 at halftime.
Yeah, we were up 10-0 because our defense did everything they could to have us a chance to win.
You hold the other team to 13, you should win it.
Carolina Duke's
Exactly.
undefeated. Go figure that in the
He lost
in the
his
alternate
hat,
universe. Yeah, he
This is the Oregon Duck. He came out and he's got a big cardboard cloth
Prime
that says
time
prime
clock.
time on it, and he comes out to beat it up with a bat, and he knocks his own mask off with the bat or whatever when he's hitting it, and he has to run into the thing. He gets it. Oh, there he goes. His hat.
Why didn't he pick his hat back up and put it back on his head?
I guess that would have been more embarrassing with he got a bunch of photographers there. Look at all them people there they got this on video like really up close. But they got the craziness that the people are and about Dion and this stuff is just insane. They play USC today. He said half the NBA's got is going to be there.
Oh, they named the star list. It was ridiculous.
So that's going to be a big matchup today. But the everybody just like
that's not a big matchup. That's not.
Are they
TV
ranked? Are they ranked?
It's going to be 58
They're
to
not.
nothing. I mean,
They did fall out.
They fell out.
That's
very
exactly.
surprising, but they did.
Well, I
They
said
did fall
that
out.
last week after they got beat like
Yep.
that and drubbed.
Yeah,
you
they're
should
out.
not be in.
Yep, they're out.
Tom. Here's Deion's message for you, Zach.
Yep,
you can just leave that on.
Okay.
Here we go.
It translates in practice. I don't say stuff just to say it for a click, contrary to what somebody say. But I keep receipts. But I'm serious. I analyze and I understand what we're up against and what we have and what we need. One thing that I could say honestly and candidly, you better get me right now. This is the worst we're gonna be. You better get me right now. Now somebody, I got messengers. God bless him though, man. He's a great coach. He did a great job. God bless him. He take their shots. They won. I don't shoot. I don't do that. They won.
Better get him now.
But
he's
don't
saying.
forget.
Is he not right that this will be the worst that his team will ever be?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm
He'll
not,
continue
I'm
to
not
get
gonna
players.
say that. I mean, he brought 53 guys in with him.
He'll get players.
Yeah, but Terry, you not remember the chart I showed you last week as far as the 4- and 5-star players? Alabama's got 74.
Yeah.
Colorado, North Carolina's got 30. So that if
Do you think
instead of-
Colorado ever outdo Alabama?
No, I'm not saying that as far as recruiting. What I'm saying is that if he takes 15 of them, he's killed them.
Yeah, and there's going to be a point very soon that
Or he takes
Nicky
5
Saban's
of
going to be
them, or 5
gone.
of them, or like how long is Saban going to be down there?
Yeah,
Who's gonna be the one-
it's not going to be long.
They're going to have some big name to come in to keep it going. I would imagine. And I guess Well,
If y'all watched the game, they were never in that game.
Who's going to be the next Alabama coach? I mean, so like if it isn't somebody big, how quick can that drop? Like I'm a recruit. Unless you're paying me lots of money, I'm not going to Tuscaloosa to play in ugly uniforms in the middle of nowhere. When I could go to USC and be on TV, I could go be on primetime. 30 million people saw Deion's players play, whether they're good, whether you think they're good or not.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what
crazy.
I mean? So you've got to think about that as far as these guys want name brand image now. You go to Colorado and get any type of any type of they're seeing you on TV that people's going to say, hey, I'm gonna pay the cornerback to some money. So I think there's a lot to say with what Deion, wherever he's going to end up.
it was a game, and I'm just going to tell you how I watched it. I turned it. I had it on. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens here. And when they started, Oregon just started walking them up and down the field. I turned it. Then I'd go back and see what the score was. Then I'd turn it back somewhere else because I'm like, I'm not watching that. Oregon took them to school the whole game. And if he thinks, I mean, now I kind of set back. Don't get me wrong. Now, I will give Deion a lot of credit for who always playing because it's stout.
Yeah, he's got a lot coming up.
But I don't know how many of these he can win.
But, the expectations, I think, at the beginning of the year wasn't that they was going to start the way they did. So he's ahead of the game.
He is
These
way
are your
ahead.
most
Way ahead.
viewed college football teams through 4 weeks on television. Colorado, 35 million. The next closest is Oregon at 12 million. The next closest is Colorado State. The next closest is Utah. Who all of Colorado played this year? Oregon, Colorado State, Utah. So these are West Coast. These are West Coast teams.
Oregon and Colorado State both played Colorado.
They played Colorado State.
Yeah.
They're going to play Utah. So they've got you. So there's your West Coast teams. You got Oregon State, USC. So just USC alone, guys, in Los Angeles, only 4 million views. In Colorado, 35.
There's no way there's not an East Coast team on there.
That's just a West Coast list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the.
I was getting ready to say they said 10 million people watching Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ASU is Arizona State.
Not app.
Yeah.
Try to explain to people. This was a funny one. We'll just go ahead and play it.
350 yards. Get him.
Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel.
There it goes. Oh, my dog got it. Boom!
Holy moly.
Y'all are so mean.
I believe I just quit.
Tom's laughing.
Yeah, I believe I just quit.
A little girl.
Oh, Lord, man, that's not even funny to watch.
That's Bobby Boucher stuff on the Water Boy.
Oh my God, that was a water boy. That's a water boy tackle. Boom.
Oh my God.
And the University of Michigan experimented with their towel.
She must have said. She must have said. She must have said Gatorade before it started or something.
You know what happened immediately after this?
What?
Yeah. And then they. Bullshit! Q Tucker ate a hot dog on the sideline.
Oh my Lord!
Where was this, Kevin?
I don't know. This guy, but he put my daughter. This guy posted his daughter got her first catch of her football career. It was a swing pass, and
he was proud of that. I'll put it on to the internet.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
he did. So, oh goodness,
they had leveled.
Yes, she did. All right, so there's that one. All right, I got to find us our college football picks and any other news, any rankings, complaints, or anything like that this week, guys. On any of that?
Good game between Notre Dame and Ohio State last week.
Well, I'll say this as an Ohio State fan: Notre Dame should have won the game. Had some coaching errors, but Ohio State hurt themselves too. That jet sweep on 4th and 1. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's like, what are you doing with that call? I mean, I tell you what, my neighbors are probably calling the cops because I was screaming at the television. I was like, what are you doing? You've got Chip Traynor. I think Mayan Williams might be hurt. Didn't use him much. But you've got 4th and half a yard. Look, you're Ohio State. You can't get a half a yard. You don't deserve to win anyway. I would have told Coach Freeman, left tackle. That's where we're going. You know? I mean, if you can't make it, you don't deserve to win. You're trying to get cute with a sweep, Terry?
Yeah.
I know you saw it. I'm like,
I know.
I mean, like, what are you doing? And then what's Notre Dame doing on their next possession? Screwing around, getting sacked, you know?
There's the Hartman.
And, God. And then on the next possession, you get they have the discussion. They decide to give McCord the intentional grounding, which I believe after the game they said was the wrong call. And then that laser throw on 3rd down to the 1 yard line. Let me tell you what, Terry, that's a big boy throw.
Yeah.
Because he went to his right and just, I mean, and I think it was Ibuka that caught that one. Because, they took Marvin Harrison out of the game. Not completely, but he didn't dominate the game. And I'm sure that's what the Notre Dame coaches talked about before. We're not going to let 18 come in here and just dominate this football game.
Well, even down the stretch, they kept saying Harrison.
Right.
I'm like, they're not even going to him.
Ibuka was killing him, and Stover the tight end. I mean, you would have to really, look. Okay, what are they doing? But it seemed like Notre Dame's got the one kid, the DB. It's really good, and they locked him up on Harrison a lot. And really, he wasn't. He made the one nice catch they took away from him. It should have gave him to him. It was a catch, but he wasn't a dominant force in that game. But Stover and Ibuka, and then they had the Henderson had the one long run. But if Notre Dame, I think they just kept doing what they did in the second half, just pounding the ball, they were starting to wear Ohio State out, man. I think that loss is on the Notre Dame coaches. I mean, give credit to McCord and the Ohio State offense for getting that touchdown. But I tell you what, and only having 10 guys on the field, Terry, how do you only have 10 guys on the field on 4th and 1?
Yeah, I know.
After a timeout?
I know.
After a timeout. Ohio State called timeout, and you still only got 10 guys on the field? How much money they paying this head coach? I'm telling you, you need to dock his pay after that one, man. You can't do that. That can't happen. That's a middle school mistake, Terry. Not at that level. Not when you got 20 coaches over there. You don't have a defensive end on 4th and 1. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Tom, I sat there
That's
and
terrible.
I told you that one that you called and told me probably was offensive pass interference. But anyway.
What are you talking about?
But anyway.
You're crazy.
Me and Tom was talking, and I had all this stuff set up. I'm like, Notre Dame going to beat them. I'm typing away. I got all this stuff set up.
Got it up in the queue.
And then when I got
oh, my gosh. He's got it saved in his draft.
And all of a sudden, I'm having here go delete.
Stupid.
He's got it saved in his draft.
McCord, that throw he made. Now, it may not look that.
Terry the troll.
If that may not look like that much on when you watch it. But I'm going to tell you what, Terry, that ball was about 30 yards.
It was.
It was a dart. I mean, that was an amazing throw that he made. Kyle McCord became an Ohio State's quarterback on that throw. I know that they made him the starter before the game and all that, but I think he became Ohio State's quarterback on that throw. Once he makes that throw in that situation, I don't think there's any more questions.
But I
who the
will say
quarterback at
one
Ohio
thing.
State is.
After watching Oregon and Colorado play, I did enjoy your game.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
It
And
was a
I
good game.
love it when it's defense, y'all. That's me. I'm like, this is my type of game right here. Every play means something.
But think about what else Notre Dame did. They have a 4th and 1, and they try to get cute and run it outside.
They did.
And don't get it. Then they come down there and it's got the idiot kicker misses a field goal. Kickers are the worst. It's like how Notre Dame could have been up 14-0.
Yeah.
But, both teams squandered opportunities in that game. And Trent Marty texted me and said, if Jim Tressel coaches either one of these teams, he wins by 3 touchdowns. Because, in his opinion and mine, I think they outcoach themselves sometimes. You get in a big game and like the jet sweep. And it's like, what are we doing here, Coach? No, we're not running a jet sweep on 3rd and 1. We're not doing that. Run at them. And they finally did, because when that pass was incomplete on second down, it was like 3 seconds. I'm sitting there by myself because nobody watched the game with me. So I'm saying
nobody wants to be
around me.
That's
but
it.
I'm just saying, run the ball. Now, if Notre Dame would have stopped him, I'd have said, you know what? You can't get a yard. Screw you. You don't deserve to win. I would have went to bed and said, you know what? Notre Dame smacked them in the mouth on 4th and 1. You don't deserve to win.
No, he wouldn't.
No, yes, I would have.
He'd have went to bed and he'd have stayed up another 3 hours being pissed.
No, because I called the play. I said, run the ball. 3 seconds left. Run the ball. And they did, and they won the game. But, if they didn't, that's the call. I don't care. That's the call that you need to. Don't get cute. If you can't get a yard, don't worry about it. You don't deserve to win.
It's like, the coach, talking about the coaching things that they're doing now, and Kevin talked about this before, how they come in with these analytics and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and that's how sometimes they call their plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It ain't like they're going with their guts or anything else anymore. They're bringing in this analytic stuff, and
I
that's
want
why
to
you
say
get your jet sweeps on 4th and 1.
I'm just telling you. It's like, what are you doing?
Do y'all like that stuff?
No, I do not.
My Lord, I get so tired. But you know who it helped? Green Bay. It helped them last week, but that's another story.
Didn't help them on Thursday night.
No, it didn't help on Thursday, but it helped them last week, the analytics. Because I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like, yeah, he's going to try to get it to 6. Where the next time they just scored a touchdown, kick a field goal, and they win the game. Guess what? That's what happened. So it worked. I've seen it work one time.
You talking about what do you mean on your analytics? You talk about when to kick and when not to
Yeah.
kick?
Yeah,
So
all these percentages
cut
they
it
go
like
with.
17
which
to
game
11.
you talking about?
When
He was
they
talking about-
playing
he's
New
talking about
Orleans.
NFL.
When they was playing New Orleans.
Was that the game where they took 3 points off the board and what?
But they were up.
Then they
New
drove
Orleans
30?
was up 17-0.
Well, okay, there was a game. I can't remember which game I was watching. Maybe Monday Night Football, or Sunday night, where I think it was the McDaniels. Who's he coach?
Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay,
Raiders.
so they kicked the field goal. They're down 8, and he kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
From the 50, they got a penalty, and they kept the ball, wasted a minute and a half, and then kicked the field goal again. And then didn't have time when they got the ball back. And
It was like 23 to 18 or something.
About where like if you're going to take the penalty and waste a minute, you have to score now the touchdown. You've already said I don't want the field goal because you already got the field goal. So that's one of those ones where I thought I remember that one this week. I was like, oh my God, that was bad coaching. All right, so let's real quick pick some teams. Terry, do you have a record for any of that last week? Or is it in your other car again?
No, it's probably in the other car again.
Did you get to drive your vehicle to work today?
Let me tell you what happened to me last night, Tom. Since you bring all that up, let me tell you.
He brought it up, not me.
No, listen to this.
Get your facts straight.
First of all, West Lincoln loses. I find out State's losing. I got it taping like I want to do that. I deleted that crap away. I do pretty good at deleting this, especially. But then I'm coming down the road. I'm in my
so much expectations. They come crashing down.
I know. But then I'm going down the road, and guess what runs out in front of me?
Oh no.
Deer?
Yep.
Did you hit it?
Bam!
Oh no.
Oh, it never. I didn't have time to think. My wife's in the car. We're coming home. It was just all of a sudden it's there.
So you wrecked your wife's car?
No, well, my wife's car, but I don't. Whew.
I was about to say, he'd be crying if it was the truck.
But I mean, the biggest
He
thing
wouldn't
out
be
of
here
it,
if it was
I
the
hate
truck.
I hit it, but I hit it like square right in the middle.
Well,
I thought he said.
I
thought he
just
was
want to
gonna
tell
say.
you, for $60 an hour, gas and driving school give you some lessons. I got the car out there.
So I was gonna say, I hate it, but at least it's with my wife's car.
I'm trying to, Terry, I'm trying.
It knocked out the grill.
Let's figure out what that
of a
statement
front
means.
part.
I hit it, but I hit it square.
Because
wasn't no matter.
Because he's not
Like a
paying
football
attention.
lineup.
That's why he's
No,
not
it
paying
didn't have
attention.
nothing to
Did
do
you
with
wrap?
that.
Did you wrap him up too?
You know,
If you paid attention to what you were doing, you wouldn't hit the deer.
Tom,
I mean-
Tom, there's a there's going to be a grill barbecue at Terry's house tonight.
yeah.
Hit it square, boy.
Oh, I hit it dead on, but it didn't have a chance.
So is his daughter no longer with us? Is that what you're saying, Terry?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Poor
Never a dull moment.
As long as you guys are okay. It is a,
And it is a bad night. Let's
It's a
think of it.
dangerous situation for
It is.
people.
Right.
People don't think you make a joke about it. You probably ruined your car,
Right.
but obviously, it is very dangerous getting hit or hitting one
Yep.
because it can come
Come
through
through
your
the
windshield
windshield.
or hurt you. So be careful out there. It is that time of season.
Yeah, they're moving.
They're everywhere. I go to work early, and they're out big time.
Well, for the folks that do leave and do the post game show here at night, if you've ever left here at 12 o'clock and drove anywhere around here, you're going to see a deer at some point at that night or in the morning here when we come into work. So from midnight, I'm telling you, midnight to 7 in this area, they're all
bad.
over the roads and everywhere.
Well,
That's why you got to watch where you're going.
You always knock on wood because you haven't. I've lived up here 22 years now, and that's the first one I've ever hit.
Well, it's a bad night there, Terry. Westlink goes down,
That's
state goes
what I'm
down. You have
saying.
to delete your
And-
state tape
And then I hit a deer.
with your wife's car.
He
Well,
had
at least
to
it
leave
was
us-
your wife's car.
Was you recorded on VHS?
Well, I wish I had my video on because then I could have come in here and showed you. It was dead. I mean, I didn't have a chance.
I think he's talking about state game.
Yeah,
Either
I know.
one of
I
them.
wasn't talking about the deer still.
We don't have VHS in the car.
Smoking that deer out in Highway 10 last night.
Terry got a VCR on top of his dashboard.
Unreal.
Florida at Kentucky today. Number
Ooh.
22. Kentucky favored by
Charlotte
one.
gave them a good game last week.
Kentucky's favored by 1 at home.
I'm gonna go with Kentucky. Hold the line at home.
Vegas knows something. Give me the Gators.
I'm also going with Florida.
15, 18, 16, 14. 2.5-point favorites LSU at Ole Miss today. Both teams 3-1. 67's the over/under. 83 degrees in Oxford. Tommy?
So this is the overrated Coach Bowl.
Yep.
There you go. That's pretty.
And the Big Mouth Coach Bowl.
Lane Kiffin, you're a weasel. Chip Kelly, you're a weasel.
Yeah, it's the Weasel.
That's a good one. That's the new Weasel Bowl
I don't want
for
to.
SEC.
I don't want to pick this one. But Ole Miss, you're at home. Don't let me down again, Lane. After I picked you against Alabama.
Same here. Ticket price ain't a little higher for that.
That means now you pick one, Tom.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear me say Lane Kiffin? Don't let me down. That means I'm picking Ole Miss.
Well, that didn't really.
Do you
tell
know
me
who
anything.
coaches which team?
No.
Still lamenting over your wrecking your wife's car.
Terry, do you have the Tigers or the Rebels?
Oh, there's no way I'm pulling for LSU.
No.
They've been way overrated.
There's a difference between pulling and pigging.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
I'm taking
Ole Miss.
I'm taking Ole Miss to broadside. LSU
Big
Tigers.
top teen matchup today. Got a lot of prayers going on for both sides. See which side you take, the Fighting Irishmen or the Devils. Or are they Methodists? Is that what Duke is?
If they've had Coach K, they're not religious at all.
What they're named the Devils. So
I don't care. I mean, if you got Coach K, you just throw your religion out the window.
The rat face. I'm not taking the rat faces today.
I think Duke's going to give them a good game. They're at
I think
home.
they're gonna
Game
win.
day's coming to Duke.
Okay.
I'm taking the Fighting Irish, though.
There's no doubt in my mind. I want Duke to win, but I'm taking the Fighting Irish.
I'm with you, Terry. I would like to see Duke win this game, but the way the Ohio State game went
Just
with
wanna
Notre
tell-
Dame last week, they'll beat Duke.
Just Coach Freeman, remember, it's 11 guys on the field, okay? Make sure you got 11. Count them.
Duke will be able to count to 11, I would assume. This could be the biggest win in program history right here. You start 5-0, knock Notre Dame off in the top 20.
This would be epic for Duke football.
Right.
I mean,
it would.
Epic.
It would.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they win this game and then they're 5-0 and you just beat Notre Dame on national television, 7:30 at night.
I'm telling them what's going to happen. If you're 17th right now, if you beat the Fighting Irish, you're going to move to 10.
I was going to say,
no,
I thought they'd be 16th.
They've got those SEC teams with one losses at 11,
Yeah.
12.
They got modifiers under them.
14.
But if I had any advice to Coach Freeman, I'm saying try to run the ball, man. Run the ball.
All right, if Duke wins this game, will they be ranked higher than
14?
A 2-loss Alabama. If they were 2-loss
I'm
Alabama.
trying to figure it out. Like, if Alabama would have beat Notre Dame and Clemson to start the season, they'd be ranked number 1, and they would be the whole season. And if Duke beats Notre Dame and Clemson, and it's 5,
they won't break top 10.
I'm saying they probably won't.
There's
10 undefeated teams right now, and then there's three one-loss teams. Well, let me flip back to the rankings real quick. There's your top 10. Where's Duke at if they win this ball game? Who are they moving in front of? They put them in front of Oklahoma? Will they even put them in front of the Tar Heels?
That's a shame, is it not?
I mean, I'm serious. I'm not.
They might go to 15th. Maybe.
Where's Clemson?
They're not ranked.
Yeah, they lost.
They got
again
5
last week.
votes in this. They're like 32nd. I just counted a minute ago, actually, when I was looking at it. But like, you got 10 top undefeated teams in the top 10. Notre Dame would be 11. So there's one space you jump up. Alabama moved to 11. LSU, if they win, who they got Ole Miss.
They're not going to.
Miss is behind Duke.
If LSU
already.
wins today and beats Ole Miss, and Alabama wins,
Carolina
they're not
don't play-
jumping those
Carolina
guys.
don't play this week.
They'll go to 14. And if Oklahoma wins, they might be 15. I told you 16, Terry. I was right.
Yeah.
I was right.
Florida State has the same. Who's got the better wins right now? Florida State or Duke?
Florida State out of the gate beat Alabama, right? Was it Alabama?
LSU.
I'm sorry.
They beat LSU and Clemson.
They struggled
Southern
up
Miss.
at Boston College.
They're going to get an asterisk for the Clemson game
They
because
were
Clemson
way
sucks.
up in that game, Terry.
They struggled up at Boston College for a 2-point
Terry,
win.
watch the games, and better yet, watch the road so you don't hit another deer. But in between
Listen
that,
to me, Tom.
watch the games.
They could have lost that game, and that would have been their whole season.
They were up like 21.
Yeah, but Boston College had the ball with an opportunity to win the game, and they lost. Go back home, go to sleep.
So Florida State's wins again. LSU, Southern Miss, Boston College, Clemson. Duke's wins so far. Let's check them out. The Blue Devils. Clemson, Lafayette, Northwestern UConn. So Florida State does have a better resume right there. They get Notre Dame, NC State. Then they get to meet up in 3 weeks. So if Duke runs that table, after that they end up with Louisville, Wake Forest, Virginia, North Carolina, and Pitt. So there's the rest of the Duke schedule.
I would even say with one loss, they still had an argument if they win the ACC.
To do what?
To get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. If they're taking 8,
If they lose to Florida State,
How
they
many
come
is it?
if they win one
This year.
loss,
It's
if they have
still-
one loss and win the playoff, I think they'll be. I mean, win
Still
the
4 this year, right?
Yeah, I was about to
win
say,
the
we're not
championship. I
ahead,
think
are
they'll
we?
be in the playoff.
Yeah, still.
Oh, they're not going to 8.
I thought it's still 4.
This year, I don't believe. Yeah. Well, come on.
I think
Okay.
it's what, 2025?
It's not 8 this year.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking 8. So no, I don't think they'll be in the playoffs if it's.
8 next year?
It
That's
might
when
be.
it's-
I was
Okay.
thinking it was 8. So I'm.
I was just wondering where
I have
Duke
to
is
ask
going
the
to be
Google
ranked.
machine.
All right, back to the score. Sorry about
All right.
that. All right, South Carolina, Tennessee's 11.5. Gamecocks and Vols up in Knoxville. Terry, who you got?
Tennessee.
Tennessee at home.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
South Carolina's got a pretty decent quarterback though.
Well, there's all your top 25 matchups within a 10-point spread. Clemson and Syracuse today, 12 o'clock.
Look at that.
Clemson favored by 7.
On an undefeated
They
Syracuse.
They struggle up there.
Clemson's favored by 7 against undefeated Syracuse.
I'm
As you
taking
disrespect
Syracuse.
At
again.
Syracuse.
How disrespectful is that? I'm gonna go with Syracuse too.
Yeah, this is
Clemson's
this is
looked
Clemson's
horrible.
season right here.
They've looked horrible this year.
Tom, you got Dabo?
Yeah, Tom, you got that?
You're going to have to.
Clemson, you're supposed to win. Win the game.
I don't know.
I'm going. I can't believe I'm picking Dabo Swinney. But how many 5 stars have they got on the roster?
Oh well, there's a ton. They just don't
They
play
were in
good.
the 40s or 50s.
And you can't beat a dying upstate New York Towns football team. Come on, Dabo.
It's a big game for Syracuse.
It's a big game for Syracuse. It's a statement
almost
game.
like it's almost like a
statement
Duke game.
for Syracuse. But I like Clemson to go in there and beat them.
ACC game in hell this week.
Ooh.
Virginia and Boston College 0-4 Wahoos.
Virginia
at the 1-3
Virginia
Eagles.
sucks.
They suck.
Give me Boston College.
Oh, you taking
And
Boston College?
And it's
Against
Terry,
Virginia, Terry.
and as
It's
Terry
Virginia,
says,
yes.
Terry says it's hard to win at Boston College.
It
so
is
I'm going
winning
Virginia.
Chestnut Hill. Who you got, Zach?
I'm going Boston College because Terry says it's hard
Watch
to
Boston
get.
College
I'm
lay an
Boston
egg
College.
today. Watch Boston College lay an egg today.
For you folks up in
They're going
Boston,
to choke an egg, Tom.
drop $11
Choke
choke
on
on
egg.
that egg and say, watch this box. Watch this box.
You are taking Boston College?
Yes.
I don't blame you.
Speaking of other
Virginia's
bad football,
bad.
for Pittsburgh at Virginia Tech
That's
today.
2 other ones.
I
Two
thought
and a half point favorites is the Pittsburgh Panthers.
I thought Pittsburgh would be better this year. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh to get on the win second in the win column this year.
That's me. I'm also taking Pittsburgh. I don't know if I've picked Virginia Tech a couple times at home and they've lost.
It's not quite the advantage it used to be, is it?
Louisville's the only 5-0
Who'd you
team.
take, Tom?
I hadn't had a chance to pick yet. You won't
That's what
shut
I
up.
thought.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech.
That's a good
Louisville
loss.
is the only 5-0 team in the country, and they are unranked.
I mean,
They're not that good.
Look, you got
But they're
Syracuse.
the only 5-0
I know.
team in the country.
Give
They don't deserve to
them
be
credit
ranked.
until they get beat. You got Louisville that's undefeated. You got Syracuse that's undefeated. You got Duke that's undefeated. Carolina's undefeated. And our top team in the rankings is Notre Dame.
You beat Georgia Tech, Murray State, Indiana, Boston College, and NC State there. So you got 3 ACC wins, a Big Ten win, and a cupcake like everyone else plays.
The big game for them is next week, Notre Dame.
All right, we'll go over to the Big Ten. How many games you got over there, Terry? How many you need?
We've done 7.
Okay. Get about 4, 5, 6 more. 4 to 6 more. How about that? Let's see. Louisiana, good grief. Even Illinois and Purdue today. Tommy, Boilermakers or the Fighting Illini? Not a great matchup here in football, but what you got there?
Purdue, give me Purdue at home.
I'm also taking Purdue.
I'm going to go with Illinois.
Michigan State at Iowa. Sparties 2-2. Go to the Hawkeyes, who are 3-1. Hawkeyes favored by 10 at home. Zachary.
They got to, yeah.
I'm going to go with Iowa at home. I don't know what's up in Michigan State last couple of years.
Their coach got fired for sexual harassment.
Yeah, that's true.
For sexually harassing the speaker on sexual harassment. You can't make that up, can you? You can't make that up.
She might have made that up. Who knows?
He said it was. Did he say it was a joke? Is that what he said?
He said it was consensual.
Okay. I knew he had made a statement about it.
He said it was consensual. I mean, how do you sexually harass the sexual harassment lady? I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just dumb.
So you
Michigan State's so dumb, I'm taking Iowa.
I'm taking Iowa.
Yeah. Even though Iowa got embarrassed at Penn State last week.
Houston and Texas Tech. The Cougars 2-2. 8.5 point favorites is Texas Tech at home.
I'll go with Houston.
Texas Tech.
How have they got an 8.5 favorite? That's a pretty big favorite.
Why are we picking a Houston Texas Tech?
I know, but I'm
because of the spread. But at the top of that, there was a top 25 matchup, but the top 25 matchup was more than the spread.
Dion's a 22-point underdog.
Texas A&M at Arkansas. 6-point favorites are the Aggies in Arlington, Texas, against Arkansas. I guess they're playing in Jerry World today, AT&T Stadium.
Didn't BYU go in there and beat Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
They did.
They were underdog too. I don't know. Arkansas is a team I can't figure out. I'm gonna take Texas A&M with a quasi home game.
I'm also taking Texas A&M.
I am too.
How many games is that, Terry?
That is 11.
Sunbelt, App State goes to Monroe today. Monroe's 2-1. App State's 2-2. App State favored by 13 on the road today. They might take in the Monroe, whatever they are.
No.
Yeah.
You know you're from North Carolina if you say Monroe. It's Monroe.
Taking App.
I'll take Alcoholic State. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is that Georgia Southern. No, that's not the good one. We'll finish up with this one. This is the big game. Georgia State 4-0, favored by 1 at home, hosting Troy today.
Georgia State.
Yeah, Georgia State laid the wood to UNCC, Georgia State.
I'll be the oddball. I'll go with Troy then.
All right, when we come back, we've got NFL to do here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
To wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed liquid-cooled four-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and side-by-sides do more than crush trailheads. Whether you're looking for the ultimate adrenaline rush or a heavy-duty machine, you can take on anything with CF Moto. Available at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Laurel.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and the Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking about something, some kind of sports probably.
If Russell Wilson ever had the best defense in the NFL, Terry, would he have a Super Bowl?
That's true. He would not.
And a lot of people, you know,
that's facts now. It's total facts.
It is, and people, you know, you look at most Super Bowl teams, and we talk about quarterbacks. They all have good defenses.
Yeah.
We've talked about that for years, except, you know, they've all had top 12 defenses. I think it was 4 of the 55 champions didn't have a top 12 defense in the NFL. So you've got to have that. And we're talking, you know, Miami is lighting up the scoreboards right now, and that's going to be to show, you know, this is the Dan Marino. It's September, guys. Let's you know, we'll wait till December and all that when it gets cold and those little hands and those trying to catch those rock hard footballs and it's going to be, it'll get a little bit different right now, but they have started off hot so far. They're 3-0, only undefeated team in the AFC.
But you got to give them credit, Kevin. I mean, 70 points.
70
points is a lot of points. I don't care who you play.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what's going on in Denver. That's like something that would happen to Cleveland.
And after he said that was the worst coaching job he'd ever seen in the Jets last year, maybe he made that comment this year, and like, Ooh, you're looking that one in the face. How bad are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, Phillies.
They haven't won a game. Denver hadn't won, right?
No. Philadelphia and San Francisco are the undefeated teams in the NFC right now. So in NFC North, Steelers, Ravens, and Browns 2-1, Colts 2-1, Chiefs 2-1. If the playoffs started today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams have 2 wins in the AFC. So your playoff teams would be Miami, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Indianapolis, and Kansas City in the first 3 games. There are 10 teams with 2 wins in the NFC, so a bunch of tiebreakers and stuff that I'm not going through to figure all that out. But you do know San Francisco would be in, Philadelphia would be in, undefeated right now than everybody else with 1 loss. Panthers 0-3, Bears 0-3, Vikings 0-3, Broncos 0-3. Now, here is something you guys are going to enjoy / I don't know, talking about those 0-3 teams. 2 of them play each other this week.
Yeah.
And this, and as someone who doesn't have pay TV and you're forced to watch what they show you, I don't understand whatever the TV thing is. And I used to know all the rules, and with the changing the who has the rights and the red zones and all that now. So the Panthers played Sunday at 4 on CBS, and you watch the pregame show at 12 from 1. There's 8 games on CBS at 1 o'clock across the nation, and we don't get to watch any of those. It's paid programming. Whatever you're doing, whatever the rules are, I don't understand why local folks can't watch the 1 o'clock game. It's stupid. I want to watch the Browns game or one of the other games. There's so many games to watch, and then you're forced to watch the Fox game, which if that game's on, it's a crap fest, whatever game that was on. So then you only have to watch 2 games on Sunday. We could easily watch the 4 games, and it doesn't make any sense. There's my poo-poo complaint of the day. So this is what people are getting in America this week. 90%, I'm going to say that again, 90% of the country will be getting Bears and Broncos. There's your coverage map for Bears and Broncos. NFL, whatever we're doing, this is not good. This is not right. Fix this. Nobody should have to watch it other than people in Denver and Chicago. Everyone else should not get that game at all. And this is America's going to be you have to watch your local game this week, and then you'll have to watch Bears and Broncos.
That's the prime time.
Is that not the most ridiculous thing ever?
Where's the game being played? In Denver?
I have no idea. It shouldn't be played, should it? Who's watching that? Who's going to that?
Yeah, it's usually it's usually the 4 o'clock game. That is the nationwide
4:25.
Yeah, the 4:25 game. That's why some of the East Coast teams will play that later game if they're the nationally televised. Dallas plays a lot, but Central Time they'll play.
That's 1 o'clock in Chicago. So they're playing at noon in Chicago because people don't even want to come to that game. They're playing at 12 o'clock noon in Chicago.
Okay,
really two bad teams.
And everyone in the country has to watch this. Here's the other game on CBS that you're not allowed to watch. Dolphins at Bills, Ravens at Browns, Bengals at Titans, Rams at Colts, Bucks at Saints. Those are Fox games. Sorry, let me back to CBS. These are CBS games you can't watch. Dolphins and Bills, Ravens and Browns. The other one is Steelers and Texans. So there's 3 games you could be watching that have won a football game this year, but you have to watch Broncos and Bears. Good job, CBS. Is that not awful?
Can they not? Why don't they just change it?
I don't know.
And they do change stuff like some of the later games when the teams start getting a little bit better. They do move some games.
The local affiliates should be
gets later.
The local affiliates should be able to say, guys, we're showing Dolphins and Bills. We're in the South. Well, the people want to see this is a good game. We want to see we're closer. We're closer to
There's
Baltimore
a lot of people that are
Cleveland.
Josh Allen fans.
I still can't believe, and I know we're going to call them a little bit. I still can't believe the Bills are favored in that game.
Well, you're closer to Cleveland and Baltimore than you are Chicago or Denver. So why are we watching this crap fest? So there's my complaint for the TV folks for the week is that they've got to do something to do better. If you want people to stay and watch, you're not going to get them by forcing them to watch bad games when they're on. That's the worst thing you could do in the NFL. How about the you guys? Did you see this? The crowd in Green Bay. Look at that. I'm going to pull this up for the folks on the radio. Obviously can't see them. Look at that. How blue is that? That's Thursday night. So they've got they've got this thing where you have there's 150,000 people on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So explain to me why they don't have a program to where if you're going to sell your tickets, those people on the waiting list, shouldn't they have first call? Shouldn't there be a program where there's the people already on the waiting list? If you're going to sell your tickets, it has to go back into the program to where one of those 150,000 people can actually just buy a ticket. I know there's a difference between having, your season passes, but this is insane, guys. This is that not? That's way more than 50%. Is it not?
Hard to tell, but
it's at least 50.
Are the Green Bay fans that mad? Are they that mad that they just sell their tickets?
And most of the people who buy them there will always keep their tickets until they die.
Yeah.
That's
what they do.
Yeah, and whether they give them up for somebody else to buy them, it's their priority, whatever happens here. But because I know 3 people, and they're all in a group. The dad, the son, and his son are on that list. And I
Shouldn't they be mad?
Well,
they didn't get an email?
They've only moved up to like 72,000.
No, but what I'm
from
saying,
having opportunity.
What I'm
to
saying,
get
Terry, is those people once they give it, like you're saying, once you give up your season tickets, you have to give it to somebody on that list, right?
You're supposed to.
So if I don't think you can sell it to anybody else.
Well, the reason I'm saying is I know he has got one now. He's already bought Paxton one, his son, and his Paxton's like 120 something.
Okay.
So he's coming in behind, but he's hoping, and even Travis even told me, he says, I hope that if I get there and that something happens to me, then those pass down to Paxton like he's going to have an opportunity.
But they can't just go selling, like they can't, whoever's got season tickets right there can't go sell his season ticket package to Terry Reinhardt.
No.
Off the street.
No.
And that's my point. So how are they even allowed to do this, to even sell? They should go back into the program. And I'm just telling you, for Packers fans, if I was on that, I'd be upset because that any ticket that should go on sale first, I think should be returned back in whatever program. You guys own the team with the ticket.
Yeah.
It's not like there's an owner sit there that's doing this. You guys own the team. You should make the rule where if he goes back in the program to some of those folks in that line, all it's got to do is this should be an easy algorithm. Whoever, somebody in tech could do that. It just go down the line. These are open, these are available. You can click on it and bid on them, and however it is, fix problem solved, and you never have that. But that's embarrassing right there to be in Green Bay, period, much less have people waiting in line 150,000 deep to get season tickets, and then they sell them to whoever during the regular season.
It does show you how excited Detroit fans are
yes, it is.
This year. And I'm sure because of the proximity of the two states
and the rivalry
that you've had some people from Detroit move there and stay loyal. I'm sure it's got something to do with that too. There's a lot of factors at play, but that is kind of is Green Bay that mad at their team? Are they that mad that Rodgers isn't there anymore? You know what I mean? That's a primetime game. You selling your seat?
Now, when you think
crazy.
about everything that's happening, you got to be proud for Detroit because you're used to watching Detroit on Thanksgiving Day as the early game, and you're used to them getting blown out. At least this time and maybe future, they're going to have a team that can compete with somebody when it comes to Thanksgiving. That game might be important.
Here's your Charlotte football schedule this week. Doubleheader in hell. It's here in the Charlotte region. You have to watch at 1 o'clock Broncos and Bears, and then at 4 o'clock you have to watch Vikings and Panthers. You get all 4 winless teams this year against each other.
All right.
This is the television program. Tom, I'm coming to your house. You want nobody to watch you with you. We're watching Browns.
I've got an NFL ticket at mine.
Me and Zach's got two. Zach don't have.
I can watch 4 games at one time on one screen.
Zach
I love
don't
it.
have a spitz that'll attack.
How can he afford Sunday ticket? We need to talk to Calvin.
My wife pays for it.
I think we got a little.
My wife pays for it.
Family bias going on
His
here.
wife pays
My wife pays for it. She wants me sitting in the other room. She's like, go in the football room.
So this is what we was talking about last week when I said something about pass interference, guys. It's gotten to a point I don't even know what's what. That wasn't ruled pass interference.
Oh wow, he didn't even turn his head.
Yeah, that's a blown call.
Yeah, and the guy's looking right at him. It's almost like the high school game last night when the guy was out of bounds.
Am I incorrect, or is the rule still not? You can't make contact with a receiver.
You're not supposed
trying to make a catch.
Nor
that hasn't changed, has it?
Nor can you
of
face
all
guard.
The weird things they've done.
And my hand's
that
like
changed.
slapping him in the head.
No, I don't think contact. It's just did you displace him?
He
you
never
know what I
even
mean?
looked.
No,
that's
he karate chopped him.
What I'm saying, Tom, is the rule is there's not supposed to be any contact. They never call
That's
it that
impossible.
way. Right.
And the
They
guy
never-
standing right there.
But I know it's impossible, but here's my point. Read the tweet. 7 yards down the field, you can't do this to a guy, and they'll call automatic first down if you nudge him off his route or if you barely touch somebody. But they'll let guys do that and not call pass interference. Let's say it's not pass interference. It's illegal contact downfield, is it not? Is that not illegal contact downfield? If you
That's multiple things on that one.
Right. But at the least, it's the illegal contact. So it's a 5-yard automatic penalty if you don't want to call that pass interference.
Watch how
it's still pass interference.
Watch how they call it in college. They let those guys kill each other.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Every play is different. They don't even know. It's not. I don't even. I just. It makes you point when if you watch it, someone's like.
But now that perfect
from a
right
gambling
there.
perspective, it's like watching an NBA game where they're like, I'm going to call it this time. I'm not going to call it this time. Maybe sometime.
Both of North Carolina State's corners play like that. They never look back.
Well, I mean, the worst thing is the referee is like he's watching
right
it. It ain't like he missed the play.
Yeah, he's standing right there.
They've got plenty of people getting paid for that. I just all right. Panthers, Zach 0-3. Is Young starting this week or no more Andy Dalton?
Young starting this week.
He's starting.
So you got
they're getting beat again.
Andy Dalton threw it like 75 times.
Oh, is it a record for him? You know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Panthers right now, Zach.
They're just dreadfully awful.
I'm looking for this 11-6 prediction.
Yep. Well, you guys went 10-7, so don't. Yeah, we're
he
bad.
says I still remember all that when we picked.
We're bad.
I didn't know he is that little until I saw him. I was like, my God.
He's absolutely, it's ridiculous. You know, you sit there and you think about it, and you got Stroud down there, which is the one I wanted in the first place. You got Richardson that did get a concussion up in Indianapolis. You got Cam 2.0 sitting up there. I didn't particularly want him, but I would take him over Bryce Young. Bryce he's small. We knew that, and he got his little ankle hurt, and they pulled him. I think they pulled him more for his ego than his ankle because they've been horrible. I thought Frank Reich would do a little bit better job with us, and we just look like we can't play. We can't move the ball, and the defense is not as good as I thought we were. So that's where we're at. We're going to lose again this week.
Terry, thoughts on the Panthers?
None.
Y'all are always like, it's a talk show. So as soon as I
Yeah.
start reading something on the internet, y'all get quiet and stare at me.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Terry,
No.
Tom walks out the room. Terry has no comment.
Well, I mean,
Zach's
what
like,
can you say?
We're done. 3 games over. That's all.
What can you say? You're
I mean,
0-3.
Thielen played good last week.
Are you picking?
Thielen was over 100
playing-
yards.
Yeah, you are playing a team coming in there that is 0-3,
It's
and
not-
you don't think that you can beat them.
Minnesota is not. They're probably the best 0-3 teams. What
They
I was gonna
probably
say.
are.
So you hate to say that. But they're
Decent
not a bad.
quarterback.
Minnesota's not a bad team. They'll beat us. So maybe we'll get the first pick in the draft next year. And we'll take Deion's son.
Oh Lordy.
Well, my question was, Zach, looking at the schedule, what's your record now?
Let's see where
Versus
we're at in this. We're Minnesota. That's an L.
At Detroit.
L.
At Miami.
L.
Versus Houston.
Oh,
Maybe
it's all
win.
L's now. Yeah. It's not
Versus
now.
Indianapolis. Versus
You guys get to do it
Indianapolis.
too. Y'all are one game off from me.
Versus Indianapolis.
We could lose that one too.
At Chicago.
Indianapolis just beat Baltimore at
Yeah, right.
Baltimore. What do
But
you mean
that was
you
because
could lose that? You will lose that.
Reason that is because who was the quarterback in
We
that
were
game?
gonna
Who
lose
was in that?
one.
You know who the quarterback was?
Going to
It was
lose that
Minshew Mania.
Gardner
So
Minshew.
Can you win 5?
he's not. We'll beat Chicago.
You know what? Some smart Alex said about Gardner Minshew. It says like, and he drops back and down goes Uncle Rico.
It's a compliment.
He does look like Uncle Rico.
He
though.
does.
He does look like him.
We could beat Chicago.
Hey, Tom, 100%. I would rather my quarterback have the Fu Manchu and the
Than long hair.
and the mullet. Mullet is cool. Long hair, long. If you put it in pigtails, not cool. Mullets are cool. You can win with it. Terry, you feel like blocking for a guy with a Fu Manchu and a mullet, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we got.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
We're going back to that.
Tom,
We got
you want to bend over and do the 3-point stance behind the guy in the blonde little hair?
Probably not.
Okay.
Good.
At Tennessee, going to win that one?
No.
At Tampa?
No.
At New Orleans?
Nope.
Home against Atlanta?
Yes.
Home against Green Bay?
Possibly.
At Jacksonville?
No.
So now we're 3-14.
That's about where we should have been.
But Jacksonville hasn't.
That's probably going to be right.
Jacksonville hasn't played. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
They didn't play as good as everybody thought. And I picked them to win that division. They're not winning that division.
Try to tell you, New Orleans got the best team. Panthers are not.
Well, we got to
not
see.
good.
We still got to see. We got to see about Derek Carr. He went down last week.
They got 3 quarterbacks. They're
He's
all right.
he's a shoulder. We got Jameis Winston coming in. They
got Jameis.
we want Baker Mayfield to win that division now.
Okay, I was about to say.
I never picked them to get in the playoffs. Somebody picked them to get in the playoffs.
You pick the Cowboys win the Super Bowl every year, Terry. I can have a one-off. You got like 25 years in a row.
Looking at the playoffs.
But we do make the playoffs.
Looking at our preseason playoff picks, I'm sure that we definitely want to look at that. Let's see, Terry. So far in the NFC, you've got.
Pull them. I can't see.
Well, give me 1 second.
Do you still have them?
No, I don't have the exact picks. I couldn't find them on my screen. I've got them somewhere, but I couldn't find it real quick. But I've got them on a piece of paper that I can tell you about real quick. All right. So here's your NFC standings. I'll see if anybody wants to rethink some of theirs. Terry, your picks so far in the playoffs were Giants, 49ers, Rams, Saints, Eagles. You had Lions and Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. Anything you want to rethink right now?
The only one I would rethink would be the Giants.
All right. Tom, NFC Championship game, you got Eagles over Rams. Playoff teams, you got Cowboys, Saints, Lions, 49ers, and Chicago Bears.
Definitely want to rethink that Bears pick.
Yeah.
You may put a star behind that, beside that one.
That was for my buddy Nick, who sometimes listens into the show. But sorry,
Nick.
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 They might be worse than us.
Zach had
They are.
They're terrible.
They are.
No, they've got a quarterback that can run.
Justin Fields is terrible.
But he can run better than Bryce Young. He can at least play halfback. 49ers over Eagles is what Zach had. Playoff teams, Saints, Cowboys, Detroit, Commanders, and the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers definitely coming off that.
So everybody's not feeling their one of their picks so far. I've got 49ers over Eagles. Then I've got Cowboys, Saints, Rams, Commanders, and Vikings.
So we've all got an over team.
I got Vikings at 0-3. Zach's got the Panthers at 0-3. Tom's got the Bears at 0-3, and then Terry's was the New York Football Giants at 1-2. Over in the AFC, let's see how those picks are going right now. All right. In the AFC, Terry, you had Buffalo over Baltimore, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, the Jets, and the Denver Broncos.
Denver. For sure.
So there's 4 winless teams, and we all had at least so far
one
we had
over.
one of the different ones.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Among us. Tom has the Browns over the Bills in the AFC Championship game. He's got Chiefs, Jaguars, Dolphins, Jets, and Raiders.
Well, yeah, I didn't do too well. The Jets definitely, but I didn't know Aaron Rodgers was going to get hurt. The Raiders isn't looking too good either. Yeah, I will say there's a reason why I'm not getting paid on a major network to make these predictions.
It's hard to say, hey, guys, like you said, Aaron Rodgers is going to blow his ACL out in the first game. We all have the Jets in the playoffs.
And they would have been.
Zach's got the Jets in the AFC Championship
game
against Kansas City.
Yeah, but that's Zach. I mean, it's like, well, Zach said it too. It's not ironclad. He also predicted the Panthers are going to go 11-6.
Tom's got 4 of his AFC teams right now have 1 win. I know 3 of your AFC teams have 1 win with the Raiders, Jets, and Jaguars. Any of those are any of those you think can still make the playoffs? Or what do you feel about good, bad?
I don't think the Jaguars. I'm out of it yet. I mean they got beat at home by the Chiefs.
What is their points, 4 points against over there, Kevin, on the Jaguars? Can you just slide over? I can't see it on the side.
75.
I'm not going to give up on the Raiders or the Jets. Have got a good defense, but Terry, they can't score.
They can't score.
Zach
Wilson
they
is bad.
just can't score, man. And that's what concerned me with the Browns a little bit with losing Nick Chubb. They get Kareem Hunt, but Kareem Hunt plays 1 week and he's on the injury list. You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't understand why the Jets just don't go get Phillip Rivers and say, hey, we're going to pay you. What do you want to make this year? If they.
He's got 12 kids.
He's already trying to play, Tom.
He ain't going to play.
No, he's asking to play. They told him no.
He's got like 12
Go get
kids.
him.
Why don't
Is he
you
not better than Zach Wilson?
He's asked to play. They told him and Joe Flacco both contact. Flacco played last year for him. Tell me if they wouldn't be better right now if Joe Flacco.
Yeah, they would.
They're not going to be
He's
better
got
with
to
Joe
can't.
Flacco.
Tom, he's better than Zach Wilson.
He's 40 years old.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
All right.
He beat Tom Brady. He beat Peyton Manning. He can't beat Armani, but it's okay. He can win football games for you.
I just don't. I don't know.
Zach had Kansas City over the Jets, Bengals, Jaguars, Steelers, Bills, and Zach also had the Broncos.
Ooh.
I just don't see why the Cougar Killer just can't get things going. I mean, he was.
I think he's lost everything.
I mean,
there.
he just. I
you
just
give up
don't
70
understand.
points, you've lost the team, man.
I mean, I just don't get Zach Wilson. I just don't get it, man. It's just he should be better than what he is, Terry. I mean, he's
the number 2 pick.
Jets, I had them as well. I had the Chargers. I've got the Browns. I've got the Bills. I've got the Steelers. I got the Titans. And I got the Chiefs over the Titans in the NFC Championship.
Who'd you have?
I think the Titans going to make that one.
Okay.
Tannehill's playing awful. They've got to make a switch. Whoever they put in, it's got to be somebody.
It's not Tannehill's fault. Their offensive line is garbage.
I let Malik Willis in there and just, let him run a little bit.
Their offensive line is garbage. It's garbage.
Maybe the Jets can trade.
They missed their window.
Yeah,
they had a window a couple years ago when they was up on the Chiefs in that playoff game, and then they come back on them.
Yeah, one of their starting offensive linemen was one of our 3-year backups. You know what I mean? And he hasn't really improved with age. So it was you got this guy and he's starting here. He was a backup for us when he was in his prime. Now he's at the end of his career and he's starting for you guys. I'm like, Myles Garrett ate him alive. I mean, he's just wrecking the games. Cleveland's defense, if they can keep playing like this, but injuries, that's what I worry about.
Watson looked better last week.
I'm just not.
I know,
it's his
but
best
he looked
game
better
as a
last
Cleveland
week.
Brown. I'm just not. Okay, you say Watson looked better last week. This would be my asterisk. Okay, he looked okay against Cincinnati. Defense on lockdown. He's playing with a lead. Looks good against Tennessee. Defense got him locked down. Big lead. Had the ball against Pittsburgh. Got to make a drive. Got to win the game. Who you want? You want Deshaun Watson? You want Pat Mahomes?
Oh.
I mean, so when he makes me say doesn't matter, either one's gonna win the game, then I'm sold on him. But when you go pay a guy kind of money, you're down 4, you're 60 yards away, 70 yards away. You score me a touchdown, win that game, and now I'm sold on him.
He doesn't move like he did in Texans.
I'm just telling you, it's easier when you've got that defense playing that lights out. They've given up 1 touchdown from scrimmage. 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody has scored a touchdown in Cleveland
is this
Brown
what's up,
Stadium.
Kevin? Are they number 1?
No one has scored a touchdown.
The best defense in football.
I'm just telling you.
Only give up 10.7.
Wow.
points a game.
If Myles Garrett and his buddies go out and say, okay,
They should be
we're going to
undefeated.
give the other team 10 points today. Yeah, but against Pittsburgh, you're on the road. You're a hostile environment. We need a touchdown. And not even close. You know what I'm saying? When you can do it in that situation for the Cleveland Browns, we're not talking about what you did 5 years ago. When you can do that for the Cleveland Browns, then I'm sold. Right now, I'm like, he's pretty good. Make some big time throws. Now in that game, he made some throws. I'm not gonna take it away. He made some throws, but there's guys that can do it, and there's guys that can do it when it matters on the road. And I just when he does that, I'm gonna be like, fine, he's the guy. But until then, you can get a guy for a lot less money that can win you games when your defense is giving up 3 points a game.
In 3 games,
3 points a game.
So 3 games on the season, Browns give up 10.7, Buffalo 11.7, Dallas 12.7, Kansas City 13.3, San Francisco 14 are their top 5 NFL defenses, 6 through 10. New Orleans, Atlanta, Baltimore, Patriots,
Give a lot of credit
and
to
Philadelphia.
Look, and the Cleveland Browns is misleading because 2 of the 3 touchdowns they've given up have been a Deshaun Watson fumble and a Deshaun Watson pick 6.
And Tom, the total. Look at the total yards that the Browns have given up on the season.
52. I'm
91.
I'm just telling you, man.
3 games, NFL games, they
telling
give up 491
and
yards.
their name escapes the big guy in the middle. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
That's 164 yards a game.
but they're so much better. They're so much better in the middle of that defense. You know, and if you get, Terry, if you can control the line in the middle, it gets a little easier for those guys on the outside. And I'm telling you, the secondary is good. Newsom was out last week. They're going to get him back. You got Ward back there. I mean, you've got some good defensive backs back there too. I mean, Thornhill, the guy that I can't remember where he came from, the safety, but they've been playing good ball back there. I mean, 3 points twice at home you've given up in pro games. That's impressive.
All right, let's pick some games. Falcons at Jaguars. Jaguars favored by 3, Tom.
I picked them to go to the playoffs. You better win. Go Jags.
I need to keep that defense up on the board for me. I'm going to look at that a little bit.
I'm also taking the Jags.
My formula most of the time is best look at the defense, look at the quarterbacks. I'm Jaguars. You guys are wondering about why aren't they playing good? They're like 23rd in defense. They're giving up 25 points a game right now. Worst defense is Denver. Obviously, we didn't talk about that. Chicago, Giants, Seahawks, and Chargers are your worst 5 defenses. Carolina coming in at 29, 28, 27, 26,
but Atlanta's offense is not swooped.
No, but they got a two-headed running machine back there. With a defense and a running machine, that's dangerous. So give me the Falcons to win. It ain't like Jacksonville's at home. Jacksonville, this is Wembley Stadium.
Home.
Huh?
They're
in Wembley.
London.
This is a 10:00 game, so I'm going Falcons over there.
Falcons on this win as well. I'm going to go with the running game.
It's always nasty, rainy looking over when they play every year anyway.
I'm going to go with running game and defense on this. Dolphins at Bills. Let's see. Buffalo, the number 2 defense in the NFL, giving up 11 points a game,
prices.
meets the 70 points of Miami. Miami is giving up 23 points a game on the season. Bills favored by 2.5 at home in Orchard Park. Zachary?
This is almost a must-win for the Bills since it's a home game. They already had one loss. They can't go down to the Dolphins, but I don't think they win this game. I think the Dolphins go in there and beat them.
Terry?
Bills. The Dolphins will come back down to earth.
Tommy?
Tough game.
What's the defense for Bills are second? Okay.
I'll go with Buffalo.
Yeah, they got that number 2 defense. That's going to be.
Well, Buffalo would rather have this home game in December, not
in
September. Yeah.
What's the temp? 62.
Shouldn't it be a rule that Buffalo home games are in December and Miami or Miami?
Yeah, right.
However
That's
they
good.
switch this.
That'd be good.
Snowing. I'm going Buffalo at home on this one. Either way, though,
It'll be a beautiful day in Buffalo. 62 degrees and sunny. That's a beautiful day.
All right. Game 1 in hell at 1 o'clock this week. The Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Denver's favored by 3.5 on the road in Chicago. Tommy.
All right, let's pick the Ohio State quarterback and Justin Fields so I can shut Kevin up next week. Please get a win. Bears.
I don't think that's going to happen. What you got, Terry?
Denver.
Yeah, I'm also going with Denver.
So these are not only the 2 worst defenses in the NFL. Then you've got, like Tom said, the quarterback, and then Russell Wilson's not playing good. I just don't look at it. I have to pick Russell and Sean Payton, but it's at home in Chicago. I'm going Bears on this one. I think they're going to beat the Broncos.
Another good weather day too. 67.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
Ravens and Browns, Tommy. You got
good game.
Cleveland. We're going to shut them down. No Lamar. Hey,
what'd you say?
we're going to shut down Lamar and the Ravens.
Watson's dinged up, but Browns are home. They've been playing lights out defense. They do better against the Ravens in Pittsburgh. I'll go with the Browns on this one. Only a 2-point favorite. They're still not really respecting them.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I don't trust them without Chubb. I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens on this one.
I did also.
Browns going to take this one. Get them out.
I hope the Browns do.
Scrape them out. Baltimore out of there. It's going to be a low-scoring game.
I think Pierre Strong might be the running back. I mean, they're dinged up. Hunt's dinged up. Ford's dinged up. I mean, they can't keep a running back healthy.
Does Hunt got a hamstring or something?
I don't know. It's always something.
Okay.
I love Kareem Hunt. I love him, but
score on him.
He's always on an
You might be right.
list.
I don't think Baltimore can score on him, Tom. Bengals at Titans. Bengals favored by 2.5 on the road. Zach?
I've been Bengals. Titans are horrible.
Terry?
Cincinnati always starts off slow and then picks it up, so I'm going with Burrow.
Yeah,
Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals, too. I saw that, like I said, their offensive line is not very good. I mean, Cleveland's defensive line is good, but their offensive line is not very good.
We'll go Titans at home.
Mm-hmm.
from me on that one.
You would.
This ought to be a pretty interesting game.
I'm not impressed by either one of those teams, so I'm going to take the home and maybe some.
This is the one that the Panthers could lose when they play the 2-1 Colts.
Rams.
They could lose that.
Rams and Colts even in Indianapolis.
It's going to be a good game.
Minshew Mania. Does he go to 3-1?
Richardson's playing today.
Oh.
Or playing tomorrow.
Why?
So
If
they're
he
putting him back
wins 2
in.
wins.
Yep, they put him back in. So they're going down to the Rams because they put Richardson.
I'm glad
back
you
in.
told me Rams win that one. Write it down easy.
I also have the Rams.
Rams got to win this. They got to win this.
They'll win it.
They got to win this one.
Minshew's in. I think they get beat.
Well, Baker came back down to earth last week, didn't he?
Baker and Jabu in New Orleans. Saints favored by 3.
Is Carr playing? Is the question.
That's why I said Jabu. I thought Winston was.
I'm taking New Orleans on account of the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was glad to see Baker do well the first couple weeks. Came back down to earth a little bit last week. Saw his line wasn't great, but I like the Saints at home. I'm like you, Terry. I like the Saints at home.
What'd you pick?
I'm going to pick Saints home.
Saints as well as me. If I didn't remember,
Had it been
Commanders
the Bucks, I
at
might have picked Bucks.
Eagles. Eagles favored by 9. Big
Commanders
spread.
looked horrible last week.
I tell you what, they let me down. I picked them last week, and they did not look very good. Yeah,
Eagles will beat the Tar Heel quarterback.
Yep, Eagles. The Eagles has got a rough go after this week.
Second game in hell on Sunday. Vikings at Panthers. Tommy, do the Panthers get their first win off the schneid?
They do not. Vikings.
Also Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Kirk Cousins is on pace to throw for 6,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and no wins. But Vikings win this one on the turf, AstroTurf in Carolina. Steelers at Texans. Pittsburgh favored by 2.5. Zachary?
Steelers.
No doubt. Pittsburgh.
I like the Texans.
I do too. Texans at home.
That's a loss.
They
Pittsburgh
played good
hasn't
last
shown
week.
me enough on offense yet.
That Steelers, I'm not.
See, even JP's saying, come on. See that?
I think
he
it's
don't even
related
know
to
what we're talking about.
He's talking to a Pokemon.
And he's in there going, come on.
Come on, Pokemon. Come here, Pokemon. I want to catch you.
That's what he's saying.
Actually, it's birds.
What's up, Batman?
There you go. Thank you.
Batman.
You didn't help at all. Raiders and Chargers, Tom. Chargers favored by 5.
I tell you what, it's like a guy, don't step right there, and he steps right in it. Let's go with the Raiders because I said you would make the playoffs, Raiders. So do something.
I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers at home.
Both teams in the 20s on defense. I'm going the better quarter. Well, the better quarter. Herbert, I still think.
Yeah, I think yes.
Not win a Super Bowl until he cuts his hair, though, Tom. So Chargers for this one.
His is more of a mullet, though.
Patriots and Cowboys. America's team against America's team. We're all, we're fighting and stars there bound. Whatever. Dallas favored by 6.5.
Zeke coming back to Dallas, huh?
Why is the ticket so low in Big D?
Tommy, who you got?
Good people in there.
I think the Cowboys will win this one at home.
Yeah, I think
Even
Dallas,
though they got embarrassed last week. They got a lot of injuries, though.
They do. But
Anybody
Dallas,
coming back? Anybody coming back this week?
Yeah, a few of them are.
Okay.
But Dallas will show what they're made of. They'll come back and win this one.
Yeah, Patriots can't move the ball really well, so I'm going Cowboys. They got good defense, but they're not beating.
Belichick is not what he was without his quarterback. Cowboys defense is good. Terry, losing Diggs is going to kill you. Whether or not you'll make the playoffs, you'll have a bunch of wins. You'll get you'll do well. You'll still have a top 10 defense. But you know as well as I do, you lose that shutdown corner. I don't know about the Super Bowl on that one.
Bland's
I think you might have
not
lost
bad.
the Super Bowl on that one.
What hurts is you lost him in practice too.
Yeah.
So they'll shut down.
So you
the
taking
Patriots. I'm taking
Patriots?
Cowboys this week.
Oh.
To pay Mac Jones with that.
Yeah,
defense
Mac
is still
Jones-
good enough. I don't trust Mac Jones against a good defense at all. Cardinals against the 49ers.
No
Let's see.
respect.
They
for
shock the world
Cardinals.
again.
No.
Cardinals go down today or tomorrow.
49ers across the board, I believe.
Still
Chiefs
like Josh Dobbs.
Chiefs at Jets. Anybody taking a flyer on the Jets?
No.
Monday Night Football. Seahawks and Giants. Tommy.
I guess the Seahawks
At home.
Pete the Cheat go out there to New York and get a dub. I think.
Terry's thinking like I am. Hey, they're playing at New York.
You picked the Giants to go to the playoffs, Terry, didn't you?
I did, but I doubt if they can. So I'm taking the Jets.
The Jets aren't playing, Terry. It's the Giants. Playing.
was it? I done lost my
there you go.
The Seahawks and Giants. Took the Jets.
Where's it at?
Yeah, it's at New York. I'm taking the Giants.
It's
No,
in New
Seattle.
York.
Good gracious.
Seattle. I'm going to take that one on that. Reminder that Kobe Bryant is a 6'8" human being, and then the other species standing next to him is Yao Ming. I'm going to go through a couple. Kevin Durant's career is the only player in NBA history that averages over 25 points a game against every NBA franchise that he's played against, or
I think he just
all
turned
30 teams.
I think he just turned 36 the other day.
He's 4 years younger than LeBron.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he was that old.
Though. He's not 36, Zach.
He just had a birthday the other day, but he was older than I thought he was.
Here's the play of the week on the golf course. Ryder Cup. This is what our team looks like right now, folks. Live video footage from Italy.
Oh, the groundskeeper. Is that a golf course?
Yes.
Oh, the groundskeeper would be going nuts.
That might be the groundskeeper.
No, you better get off that grass when it's wet like that. You better not be anywhere near it.
That's awesome.
That's fun.
Guy on the guy on the golf course. Pete Rose is 150 yards down into a pool of the water at the bottom of the fairway.
Gotta have a little fun.
Do y'all remember the time a horse joined the Tour de France? How about this video? Zach, let me make sure I got.
Whoa! He come over.
He joins the race, guys.
He did. Watch this.
Regardez. Superbe.
That jump.
Now watch this. He gets in the middle of the race and he runs for a good bit with the racer. He's going to take the lead. But then Terry, he makes a mistake. He goes off course and he loses the race. He had the lead, Tom. Had it. And he choked it away by going off the course. Bad
Oui, il y a un coureur qui s'est arrêté.
Oui, il s'est arrêté.
So y'all follow me.
He did.
This way.
Ils se montreront clément à son égard parce que.
L'égard du cheval.
And then there comes the Tour.
Superbe.
This is awesome. Tour de France. And the horse jumps the fence in the middle of the crowd. And he takes the lead. It's lucky that
I hate to be the guys in front of him.
Right. It's lucky nobody got learned. They're trying to check, like, oh, God, what do I do?
Épreuve de sécurité.
Because you don't want him to just take a right into you.
One dude
outrunning, go slow.
One dude's pedaling like crazy.
They're all pedaling like crazy. It's a bike race.
No, he was really pedaling like crazy.
Hey, check out the blocking here. The wide receiver.
That was awesome.
Crap.
Steelers.
It looked like that deer. It looked like that deer last night in Terry's car.
Yeah.
Look, boom.
Yeah.
Wow. This is what Chazrat tried to
Head
do.
on. Boom.
He missed the guy he was aiming for, and he got smoked
But
by
now
the
you
guy
got.
behind him.
I mean, you got
You
to
gotta give him credit for that.
Thinking.
I mean,
I'm taking you out.
Here is. Whoop. Look at this. More defense and more Steelers awesomeness. This is why I didn't pick them this week.
they got some offensive problems.
You can always beat Cleveland at home.
That's it. That's it.
Don't forget, the Broncos
seen that
ball
this
boy
week.
put 70 points on you this week. There you go. Congratulations, Denver. I don't know what you got going on, but it ain't good. Next week, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 10:50 a.m. Tune back in to watch us next Saturday. You can rewatch the show during the week always. Go to KDC Broadcasting on YouTube, KDC Broadcasting.
The incredible man, I only do